Hey everybody, and welcome to another Age of Grogu. What the heck just happened there?
Whoa, what happened?
I have no idea. That was weird.
Everything's fine for me.
What the? Oh, hang on a
I
second.
hear the light, the cast.
You
have the window open?
I know what happened. I had another window open.
YouTube.
Hey guys, guess what? We just had an echo of myself. That's weird. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're live now. Hey, there you go. Wow. Anyway, hey guys, how's it going?
It's like a Bo Burnham skit. What's going on?
No, yeah. I guess YouTube's about 4 seconds behind then. So guys, how's everything going?
Why do I still hear it?
What's that?
Is it still looping through the microphone? Oh, he's going to reset his mic, I guess.
Oh, really? Okay, all right. That's weird. Shouldn't be looping through the mic though, because we should be on the proper one. Anyway, yeah, that's okay. It's just Jason. So how are you doing, guys?
Good.
Yeah,
doing good.
That's cool. Anything interesting happened this week, Max?
Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff actually.
Yeah.
I can officially announce I have started production on my first official comic book.
That's awesome.
Ooh,
very cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yay.
Nice.
You have.
I got some art to show. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's talk about this. Hang on a second. Let me find the images. So, before we show the art, tell us a little bit about what it is in a nutshell that you're putting together.
It's a fantasy-inspired book about totalitarian regime and one young warrior's struggle to combat that regime and find herself along the way.
That's cool. That's awesome.
I'm working with this dope artist, Mac. I'm going to pronounce his last name wrong. Radwowski.
Right.
It's Polish last name. So bad Polish last names, but hopefully I didn't butcher it too bad. And got some
cool.
art to show from the first book. So here's
our
some of our main characters. The girl's our main character right there. The big red hair. It's her name's Asira. She's a warrior trained in seclusion. It's her first time out in the world, and as you can see, it doesn't exactly go as planned.
Right. That's cool.
That's all she knows how to do is fight.
Yeah, that's the only thing she's ever learned how to do was fight. No social skills, nothing else, just combat.
So this is her here. That's
animal.
Cool. What kind of environment is this set in, kind of thing?
This is set in. I don't want to make it sound too much like Tatooine, but it's a very harsh desert environment.
Okay, all right.
Divided into tribal groups controlled by the totalitarian regime. There's not much people, outsiders against the regime, but hopefully our hero can find those outsiders and bring them together against the regime.
That's cool. I like the silhouette here. It's a beautiful silhouette.
Sick.
Yeah, I love how the hair just flows just right off of her back.
Yeah. Shows form and like this thing.
It's
What's
nice.
going on
Nice
here?
to have that design element of
here's she's not trying to kill them because she's actually I'm not going to reveal that yet, but she's not going to kill them yet. So right here she is threatening them. I'll just say that she's threatening them
with a spear.
Yep, they were gonna rob her. It's there's no dialogue in this area, but I'll just say that they were gonna rob her, and she didn't like it.
Okay, fair enough. That's cool.
Spear's a pretty dominant melee weapon.
Yeah, but she looks pretty like she's doing something here that's pretty violent.
Was
that her?
She stepped on his throat. She got her grappling hook out. She's ready to mess some people up.
Okay, that's cool. We got a close up of her facial structure here. That's cool. So tell us, Max, tell us a little bit about the actual. Hey, Liam, how you doing? Tell us a little bit about why you were choosing this style of art form.
Well, it's a very violent book, so I wanted to choose something that would kind of juxtaposition against it, juxtapose against it.
Gotcha.
And so I went with a little bit of a softer vibe because I was kind of inspired by Ryan Ottley. Primarily, he does the Invincible series. He's doing Hulk right now. And his art it's a little softer. It's not as grittier as a lot of other people, but you really get a more sense of violence in that it's not stylized as gritty as something like Bill Sienkiewicz, but it's definitely a little. But it's gonna make the action punch through.
That's
the
cool.
goal.
Oh, very cool. That's some cool stuff there. So, how this is like a demo comic you're putting together? Is this like your very first piece that you're doing? What? How many pages do you feel like this is going to be?
This is going to be a full 20-page book.
Okay.
Distribution's still going to be worked out, primarily trying to do online, and then definitely going to be printed copies out in the wild still.
Nice.
So yeah, look out for announcements for that. And
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Very cool. Guys, got any questions?
I'm excited
Well,
to see it. How far
long-
along are you? I mean, do you have any?
I have-
Do you have like a ash can or like a? Do you like a?
Oh, I have the
Yeah,
first
pages.
eight.
Yes, he does.
Eight books done.
Oh, first 8
Um,
books. Oh, okay.
And then I'm just written wise.
Oh, written,
The art,
written.
Written wise.
written.
Yeah.
Okay.
The art is actually literally just got started. Past
Okay.
few days. Today is like the we're just getting layouts and everything done, and it's starting off.
Nice.
Like
So,
the first
Liam,
announcement.
this is his first comic that he's actually
Oh,
going
okay.
to
You
distribute.
just
and put out
found the
there.
artist to work with, so now you're
Yeah.
just going kind of board by board, panel. By
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we just linked up in the past couple weeks and
That's cool.
just hammered things out, and yeah.
When did
production
That's
officially
awesome.
started?
when did you start writing this?
The first iteration was written a couple years ago, and it was actually like a film script that was never going to get made. It was just something that I was just writing, just have fun with, and eventually just like, you know what, I want to make it. Let's put it in a comic so it's doable and not a $1 billion project. Put my own money into it, and yeah.
Comics a good idea. Like it's good, kind of almost low cost
Hey,
method
Lavell.
of getting your story
How you
out
doing?
there. Yo,
And
yeah,
to have
like
full
an
control
unlimited-
over what you want to do in a comic book, as long as you have a good illustrator, you can like kind of like accomplish whatever you want without anybody
Yeah,
telling you
exactly.
what to do. You know.
so what's your process in getting like say one page laid out? How much involved are you, and how much do you leave to the artist usually?
So he usually sends me a layout of what he sees with my writing, and I usually just go with the layout. I'm pretty lax on that.
Yeah. You ever have
So I
any
know
notes,
it's usually,
like just ideas? and
I
vision
usually
that you
leave some notes on the page about stuff I see. If it's like, you know, like I'm like in the first book, there's a monster, someone fights, so I left a couple notes on what I see as the monster and how the monster operates and what they do to give the artist an idea. And then he's kind of just taking it from there. And he's like, well, what do you think about this design? I decided to get scales. I'm like, well, that's cool. Scales are cool.
Nice. You're just kind of like, oh, this is cool. I mean, you
That's
chose
cool.
him for a reason, right? So
Yeah. Like I really saw I saw like a bunch of his stuff, and I really liked what he was bringing to his own stuff in terms of style. It was organic but different. I thought it really was a good fit with this world.
nice. Where did you find your artist?
Reddit of all places.
Oh,
That's
nice.
cool.
Online community.
Gotta love Reddit.
Yeah.
Which subreddit, or did you just put a call out to on our comic books or something? Or
Yeah, I follow a few different comic book making subs. There's like r/comic books, starving artists, a few stuff like that. I think I found them on comic book collabs.
nice. That's a good resource. Anyone out there, just Reddit. Reddit's a perfect resource for any
Yeah, if you wanna
crowdsourcing
make
for any
something.
type of skills or
Cool.
like education or information. Pretty much find anything on there.
Yeah,
Including
That's pretty
artists.
Is he
That's great.
or is he like out in is he foreign or
he's in Poland. Yeah,
he's in Poland?
Oh,
Or
wow.
is he
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure he's in Poland. Yeah,
an international comic book then qualifies.
There you go.
yeah.
Nice.
Yes, that's cool. That's awesome. Wow.
That's cool, man.
wait,
Congratulations. That's sick.
Yeah, thank
I'm
you.
excited to see that. And hit me up if you need any variant covers.
Of course. I'll keep all you guys updated on everything.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, I'd love to see how this goes. It's cool. What happens with all the bubble work and all the text and everything? Is that
Lettering,
something you're
I
gonna
have
do
a few different people I've been
separately?
talking to about lettering.
Right.
Honestly, a lot of lettering people I found they're pretty cheap, and I'll pay them more than what they ask because it's such an
Okay.
important thing in comics.
Right.
So that's like, I have a few people I've been talking to, but no one I'm fully committed to yet. But
It's an artist's job to take in consideration of lettering too.
Right.
yeah. The artist, he does lettering himself, so he's been keeping
Just kind of
keeping
placing
correspondence
it.
about that.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess he'd have a lot of notes on where to place that, huh?
Yeah,
So
he's
you'd have
had
to
some
work
ideas
with-
for that about like he was like showing me some like circling parts of the page, like we can put the text there and there.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Is it
So
just
the-
him? Does he inks and colors, huh?
He does the layouts, the pencils, the inks, the colors. Yeah, he does all of it.
So
Lot of
when you have a piece of dialogue for a certain frame, you let's just say it's a large piece of dialogue. He obviously has to take into account how much space needs to be kept aside in the art image
Yeah.
for that dialogue box to go in there. So that's something that you consider.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
as a
something
conversation back and forth between
that's
you as the
established in the
writer
layout.
and the artist.
It's usually
You
established
have
in the
Yeah.
layout
Yep.
session.
Right.
Yeah, usually when he's laying out, you usually have like places where he's like, he'll just leave
Yeah.
like kind of like a blank stuff, or like
Gotcha.
looking at that page, there's like all that blank black, or not blank, but like a black area on the bottom of that page.
Right.
It's kind of where like a caption's gonna be.
Okay.
Already planned a few captions gonna go there.
That's cool.
Nice. See, that's
Very
the
cool.
beauty of comics. I always think that each page should be able to be like standalone as its own art
Yeah.
piece. Even like the relationship between the frames should have a lot to do with like the flow of that page and kind of
Yeah.
bring out that aesthetic. The focus of each page art piece is
I'm gonna
my
bring up
favorite
this
part
again.
of
This is the cover thing.
comic
So
book
yeah,
making. It's cool.
that's very cool.
Yeah, you see, we
Very,
got all
very
that kind of blank, not negative area on the top of the page for
Mhm.
captions.
Or yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Left a little
There's
beat
plenty of
bit in that
space.
sandy bit.
Yep.
So we have plenty of space for dialogue, captions, and all that
totally,
stuff's
yeah.
kind of planned out already.
That's awesome.
So you
Very
can have
cool,
your
man.
liberties on action scenes because there's few to no dialogue during action sequences. So you got the whole frame to work with.
What I loved about
That's-
this art
that's
was just atypical. Well, not completely atypical, but it wasn't just a standard comic book layout of just panel, 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 panel. He had like some sense of overlay on top of it, which I thought gave the page a lot more mood.
Yeah, it's like the modern comic look, of like squares on like a larger image.
Yeah.
Or like different frames just spread out throughout the image. It's cool. Nice,
Yeah,
dude. I
exactly.
can't
Very
wait.
cool.
I can't wait.
That's awesome.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
that's very cool.
Is it gonna? What's its availability? Is it gonna be a digital format? Is it gonna be printed?
I'm gonna do
Or what do you have
digital
planned
with
for that?
a probably limited print run at first, and then hopefully.
What's the
expand
title
that.
of the book?
Oh yeah.
The
What's
title
the title?
is the Centurion, which is
The
the name of
Centurion?
the evil. Yeah, it's the name of the evil ruler in the land who. It's a semi-immortal being who controls everything with shadow puppets and all that fun stuff.
Cool.
Nice.
Nice.
Awesome, man. That's gonna be
Oppression and
that's
whatnot.
very exciting.
Yeah, all
Very
that.
exciting.
All the things that come with the totalitarian regime.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's cool. Jason, what's been up with you? You started to move yet, or you're in the process of moving?
We brought a few boxes there last week, or no, yesterday.
Well,
Liz just like
I'll never
likes
do your
unpacking stuff. That helps her.
There you go. Sorry,
What?
Jason. Sorry. We were just referring.
You ask a question, you just talk.
we did. Yes. Well, Lavell interrupted. So yes, remember it was Lavell's fault.
Remember us. Don't forget. Don't forget
There you
us,
go.
Max.
All right. So Jason, you're in the process of moving.
Oh yeah. We moved a couple boxes
Okay.
yesterday.
That's cool.
Liz is starting to pack up, but I could just do everything like pretty quick because we just moved here last year. So
Right.
I'm just gonna wait till I pack stuff up because I still got a lot of work to do. And if I'm like if everything's getting packed up, I don't know.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I
you'll
moved so
think-
many
yeah.
times. It's like you could you're mentally packing in your head like, oh well, I can put all that together.
Yeah,
I
it
could
feels
pack
like
one day I could move out of my house like very out of here super quick if I had to.
Yeah.
it feels like that Doctor Strange when everything's melting around him. That's what it feels like right now because she's like starting to pack stuff up, and I'm just like,
Oh, things are
going?
disappearing. You're like, oh,
it's turned into liquid
where'd
and
that
rising
table
into
go?
the
Yeah. That's cool.
just disintegrating this old home,
Mm-hmm.
but then it's rematerializing in just a different location. That's
Yeah.
a
That's
lot more
cool.
quiet, and we have a garage.
Yep.
nice.
That's
Nice.
cool. That's
So
awesome.
and she's gonna be happy.
Yeah. That's cool.
Downtown's pretty rough, guys.
I can
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah. Parking downtown is not fun. We all
Oh,
know
we have our
Parking
spots.
parking
Yes.
alone,
Yeah, I
parking
know,
on itself, but everything else,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff.
Well,
to
like
deal
when
with.
we live here, like Liz has to walk through. We have to walk through an alleyway
Hey, Anchorman.
coming into our building.
Right.
So, yeah, it's been messy lately because
Yeah.
our building just changed management, and so
Oh, okay.
they're kind of
Time to
lacking
move.
on like cleaning up everything. I mean, they're not
All right.
raising rent or anything.
Yeah.
You know, they
But
switched
still.
us to like month to month even, so it's like even more convenient for us.
That's cool.
But there is like a high turnover rate in these apartments, like people come
Yeah.
in and out like constantly, and
Fair enough.
yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be kind of nice. I've been downtown for like 6 years now.
Yep.
So I guess it's time for a change.
Yeah.
Nice.
Elijah, how's it going? That feature film you're going to work on about to start soon?
Yeah. I mean, you know, we'll see.
that's a
I'll
maybe.
find out next week. It's still,
Uh-huh.
you know, it seems to be a mystery.
That's
I
cool.
don't know until I'll know
Fair
on Monday,
enough.
I guess. But yeah,
Fair enough.
I had that. I'm starting a feature film, and I just Brent was helping me on a short film
Mhm.
that was a asylum set. So
Yeah, it
we
was
built
fun.
that over this week, which was kind of a nice little
Yeah.
fun week of work. It was really easy. I mean, it was easy, and we're just kind of
Yeah.
sitting around and.
Well,
It's like
we
a
were-
soft sell or something.
we-
Like
we-
So what?
was it like a
Huh?
soft sell or what?
Yeah.
What did you guys build?
Asylum. It was an asylum.
Asylum cell. It's like an
Cell,
asylum room,
Yeah.
like an insane asylum. Like
Like
But-
so, with the padding on the walls. What I mean? Like,
Not quite. No, it was
No,
just more like a
yeah,
just
more
strapped
like
in, strapped in the bed,
stone walls,
kind of
strapped
thing.
in,
Yeah.
and more of like
Yeah.
a cuckoo's
Yeah.
nest type of like, you know.
It was a whole bunch of
standard
the crew.
Yeah, pretty
the
standard.
crew and
institution.
Yeah.
the crew and the actors are all part of what was it, the TV show Days of Our Lives, actually.
Oh, really?
So,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh man.
It was actually
Oh,
actually
Liz
they were a
might
fun
know.
group of
Liz might
people.
know who they are.
Oh, really? Probably because it was the props guy was all from there, and the director.
Yeah,
and
the director.
the
She knows
husband.
the
and
show.
they all seem to be all knowing. They all knew each other, kind of thing. And
It's like the whole
Yeah.
Just
daytime
kinda fun.
television peeps, huh?
it was kind
Yeah,
of funny. Yeah.
the director was doing her own thing, and it's, you know,
Yeah.
like a calling card because she wants
Yeah.
to direct, and
Yeah.
we'll see what happens to it. But they had some interesting shots, and you know,
Yeah.
it'll be interesting how that comes out.
That was
So
it was
that
cool.
was fun.
It was fun. And myself, I'm still moving in. I'm still kind of cooking my background right now. I haven't quite figured out my final layout, and I still haven't finished getting all my shelves up. But you know, the room's coming together. I'm dropping a few podcasts as I'm slowly building and assembling things and all that. So I keep dropping those every couple of days now until I'm all updated, kind of thing. So
The way you have Boba Fett's helmet placed, it looks like that statue is his body.
It's like it's lit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you move it, you just move it over a little bit. It's like legs.
There you go. All right.
And you gotta move it closer.
No,
to camera.
center it with the
Bring it
pole.
closer.
There,
The camera.
there.
And bring it
Okay.
closer.
Fair enough. Bring it
Close.
close.
Boba
Very
Post
close there.
Oh, he just has a
Yeah.
long neck. He just,
Closer.
he has a long,
Closer.
slender neck.
Stop.
Closer.
No, stop.
There you go.
No, center it again. Just bring it centered to your right.
Oh.
There.
Okay, all right.
Nice.
There you go. It's Boba Fett.
He's all like-
Hey, Boba Fett. Anyway, whatever. That's cool. But anyway,
Okay.
yeah, that's what I've been doing. There's been a few bits and pieces news-wise. There you go. Lavell has graduated, I believe, at this point.
Yeah.
He's just waiting.
Whoa.
Which is, no, I don't
Yeah.
know if he's graduate. Is he graduated or he's actually finished? He's graduating soon. Congratulations, Lavell, on your
Congratulations.
graduate or soon to be graduation. And he's graduating as a lawyer. So Max, if you ever need a lawyer, let him know.
What kind of law? What is he practicing?
I'm not too sure.
Civic law?
I
Any
think
law? Just a lawyer? Like
Law.
any lawyering needs?
It's general law.
Whatever Matt Murdock specializes
Protecting
in.
artists.
That's it. Superhero
Protect-
law.
Protecting
Superhero
artists
law
for
is
their
what he's.
royalties
Yes.
and their work.
Attorney at law. Like Harvey Birdman.
Mm.
Just added some graduate. Oh, so he did graduate. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, I saw
knew
that
it
on
was coming up.
Instagram. You
All
were doing some celebrations.
cool.
Congratulations, Loki.
There you go.
Stay up.
Very cool.
Keep climbing.
That's it. Yeah.
Make it to the top. And
So-
don't forget about us when you're famous.
Don't forget. Yes, the famous lawyer. Woo!
Remember, Loki,
They got a
always need to
giant
take Wilson
case.
Fisk down.
That's it.
When you get your
Yeah.
giant
Yeah,
case and you need to you need to relax, you can fly us all out on your private jet and we'll
There you
party
go.
because your case that's
He's learning tax law.
worldwide.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
cool.
can you
Awesome,
help me
man.
out, dude.
Hey,
I'm
you
gonna
might end
consult
up in
with you.
California with the rest of us. There you
I'm
go.
gonna consult you with some things.
So anyway, guys, news this week. It's been pretty quiet. There's not been a lot going on, but I did see this little piece pop up. They are putting Christopher Walken into Dune Part 2, apparently.
Who the hell's
So-
he gonna be?
I don't
Christopher
know. I have no idea. I just
I
found
think
it
they
kind of
announced
cool.
it. I can't remember who, but I
Mm.
think they said who he was playing.
I'm not too sure exactly.
He was great in Severance.
Oh, he was
You guys
so
watch
good in
that?
that
I haven't
show.
seen that.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's a good show. You
yeah,
should
I haven't
watch it.
seen it, but
I could watch Christopher Walken in
Well,
some
he's
Highway
good in
to
everything.
Oh,
I
he's-
can't
he's
think
an
of
awesome
what he's
actor.
bad
Oh,
in.
yeah.
Even in
Yeah.
stupid movies, he's good. Even
Yeah.
when he's playing dumb, he's great.
yeah,
Balls of
come on.
Fury.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
He's
Yeah,
like the main bad guy. He's like, oh man, the
Yeah.
Big Trouble in Little China.
yeah. Oh yeah, I keep
Okay.
forgetting about that he was in that. Oh my god. Wow.
What?
Yeah, he's been around for a while, but I keep forgetting
wasn't
that he
in
was
Big
in that.
Trouble in Little China, but he's
Oh really?
Balls
Okay.
of Fury.
Oh, Balls of Fury. Okay, all right. That's
But
awesome.
you know, they referenced that
right,
movie a lot. It's just the
okay.
way his bad guy is based.
All right, fair enough. This came in today that Katherine Tate, who was in season 4 of Doctor Who, is going to also be appearing with David Tennant in the new Doctor Who spin-off series. I don't know what and how they're going to introduce and bring this character in, because once the Doctor has already been the Doctor, they kind of bypass their selves. The only way I can think of is that the human version that was created of David Tennant is set for a return somehow. We'll see.
Oh.
But anyone who follows Doctor Who, it's kind of a cool reunion. These two have done a lot of stuff together. They actually appeared in DuckTales, the recent remake or reboot of the DuckTales. David Tennant was Scrooge McDuck, and Katherine Tate was playing Magic at Dispel, which was kind of a cool connection. And they've done a lot of stuff on
It's a
Broadway.
really good cartoon.
It really
DuckTales.
is. Oh yeah, if you haven't seen
stuff.
DuckTales,
Good
it's
writing.
Like
The new one?
It's-
The newest?
Yeah.
the
newest
new
version?
one. They did 3 seasons, and they made a nice beginning, middle, and end to the
Oh
series.
man, and their Darkwing Duck episode.
It was great.
They did Darkwing
Well,
Duck. I gotta
he
see it.
really
Oh my
came in a
God.
few times, but they're supposed to be doing a spin-off.
But like,
of
yeah, the
Darkwing
one when
Duck.
they had him, come on, man, it's some of the best cartoon I've seen
Oh,
in
yeah.
a while.
But they
Have you
take
seen
all
writing.
Danny Putty on Larry King talking about that show? And Larry King asked him if he
Yeah.
has any like
Any
special.
like luxuries that he would be hard to give
Wait,
up.
we're talking about the reboot or the
We're
original?
talking about
Yeah, no,
Danny
Danny
Pudi, who
Pudi.
plays one of
Oh,
the
okay. Yeah,
one of the. She's on Larry King, right?
yeah.
Yeah, Larry King asked him if he has any like luxuries he can't live without, and he's like, socks. And Larry's like, what do you mean socks? No private jet? And he looks at Larry King and goes, Larry, I'm on DuckTales.
That's funny.
Danny Pudi, man. Community,
But
one of the best shows ever.
And Mythic Quest, he's great on Mythic Quest.
right.
Oh, I heard about Mythic Quest.
That show's
Yeah,
great.
that's the one with what's his name from It's Always Sunny.
Rob McElhenney
Yeah.
and Contra's in it. F. Murray Abraham.
Oh, bro.
Oh,
Guy who
yeah.
killed Mozart.
yeah, he's
Yep.
in it.
Yes.
He's great.
Remember him
that
in
show.
Last Action Hero?
Yes.
He killed Mozart.
I
He's like,
I haven't
"Oh,
seen
who?"
that for so long.
that was meta before meta was even a thing.
Yeah,
That whole
early.
movie. That
Like
whole
the
movie.
reference, like I don't know, man. I see the world that like that kid does. I'm just like, oh shit, just referencing everything. Everything's a reference,
Right.
and you learn rules that have been established. Like they haven't really been written, but they've been established for action movies. That like he
Right.
gets shot in the real world, and it's like fatal. It's like we got to bring you back into movie world, so it's just a flesh wound.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? Like a gunshot loses its like criticalness
Yeah.
Right.
when you bring it into the world that has cartoon cats as a fellow
Uh-huh.
detective.
I love the police chief in that movie. He's just completely just all he does
Yeah.
is yell.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know. You guys watch the Chippendale trailer?
I saw the
Yeah,
trailer.
that looks
It's a
fun.
little weird, but
Dude,
okay.
it's awesome.
That
mean,
looks
I-
fun.
Great.
this
I-
will be the next Roger Rabbit if they do
Yeah.
it right. You know,
Yeah.
The way
I-
they got
It looks
set
like
up.
they're
Yeah.
doing it really well.
I
Yeah.
kind of tuned out of Chippendale back in the 80 into the 90s kind of thing when Chippendale came in, because I think DuckTales was the last series
It's just
that
so
I kind of
different that I don't
followed.
even think it matters if
Yeah.
you're like, this looks so different. Like,
Well,
approachable for
to-
everybody because of the
in this
animation.
movie, the
Movie,
show
yeah.
Chippendales was just
Mm.
Chippendale Rescue Rangers was just a
Right.
show they were doing, and now
Right.
they're like, signing
Yes,
autographs
yes.
like old stars at
Right.
Comic Cons and stuff.
No,
And
totally.
was
Yeah,
it
no,
Dale
I
gets
got
the
that.
CG surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
he gets the surgery.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
Just
this has Roger Rabbit potential. If they,
Really?
I think so.
do it
Okay.
right.
That's
I
cool.
think
Yeah.
so. I'd like to
Yeah.
think so. I want to see something like as like
Be fun.
crossover
I'm curious because
multiverse of madness.
they also ended up by putting the Rescue Rangers into the DuckTales reboot as
Mhm.
well for 1 or 2 episodes where they were playing lab mice that get genetically altered to be
Yeah, I
able to
heard
speak
about
and talk, which was
Spoilers.
kind of funny. Yeah,
By the way,
spoilers
guys.
for DuckTales, but it is definitely worth checking out for sure. Both that and I'm guessing
Great writing.
it'll be worth checking out this.
Some
Yeah,
really
they've
good-
been very both nostalgic and intelligent with
Yeah.
their writing.
See,
of
Brent
their
doesn't
characters.
do comedy, but if it's animated, oh man, he's there.
What? Yeah, I guess so. Liam's not looking forward to the Chippendale movie. It makes Rescue Rangers feel like insignificant by making the scripted show.
You remember
Yeah.
that show, Liam?
I'm sure
That's
he's
crazy.
watched
He
it
knows
all
that
along.
show.
He's
Yeah.
probably made
I barely
aware of
remember
it.
that show.
Yeah, right. That's like me knowing about Hong Kong Fooey.
Yeah. But my favorite Disney film of the 80s was The Gummy Bears. That was still the best out of all the shows, out of all the series. Still my favorite one of all time.
Yeah,
That Disney put out.
for me. This is a
Yeah.
Saturday
Ferngully.
morning,
Did Disney make
Saturday
Ferngully?
morning cartoon,
Huh?
man.
Well, yeah, it was Saturday morning cartoons, but they actually thought out the process. It was this great blend between magic and technological dark ages of it was so awesome. They had some really cool concepts that just blew my mind away for an animated
Wasn't they
series. And they took the
reference
step
the,
up.
the gummy bears in DuckTales?
They was, yes. They used them as a mythological entity
Canon?
yeah, but they did bring in the
Part
gummy
of the
berry juice,
canon.
which gives them the ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
So,
which allows them to bounce.
Gummy Bears series exists in the canon of the current.
Oh yeah,
DuckTales.
absolutely. No, for
Ah,
sure.
pretty good.
Absolutely.
They,
yeah.
are doing what like Justice League did for like Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yes.
Terry
Yes.
McGinnis
Yes.
was in Justice League, and they had that
Yeah.
closure on the whole Batman Beyond
Mhm.
saga. This is what DuckTales did for
No, totally.
the Disney lineup of like
Yeah.
cartoons.
No, that's I
Good
yeah,
stuff.
it definitely.
See,
Yeah.
see, it's being written by people in our generation who have like
Who are
kind of-
fans of the originals, so they know
Yeah,
how
who
to
are-
update it.
who've absorbed all of this like Disney
Mhm.
content, and
Yeah.
kind of like our approach is like this postmodern approach of like kind of
Yeah.
referencing to itself.
Yeah.
And kind of like stepping out of the box and kind of looking back
Yeah.
at itself and kind of giving us this meta narrative of
Yeah.
what it actually is and what
Yeah.
it is to be a
Oh
cartoon.
yeah.
We go
Well,
deep
yeah.
for like
They-
for adults and people our age to watch, and it's
Yeah.
also like
Oh,
entertaining for
completely.
kids.
For sure. They brought in Kit Cloudkicker from what was it called? Tailspin. They brought in those characters towards the end of the series too, which was kind of fun. They actually had a much older Kit who basically had put on a bit of weight and didn't skyfly anymore or anything like that. It was some cool stuff. It was some cool stuff, but it was fun. But yeah, anyway, I guess and yeah,
all the songs for all of those Disney cartoons slapped pretty hard.
oh, they're
Yeah.
What
really
happened to
catchy.
the great theme song? There's no great theme songs anymore.
They don't do them anymore.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if
I
even
don't
when you
know.
talk
There's
about
still some good ones.
Transformers and He-Man,
The
and
new
some
show?
great-
The new
there were
songs.
memorable pieces of music that from the 80s.
I wouldn't
Thundercats.
disregard any current
great.
stuff right now. There's still some good stuff. Right? I
Wouldn't
think
know
we
that
did.
be
They
better
What's the
reused
current-
the
what's the
DuckTales.
current-
over and over again, like
They
a baby
reused the
synth
DuckTales
pop wave.
Oh no,
theme.
totally. Oh, what's that?
They reused the DuckTales theme for.
Oh
this
no, that
series.
was great.
They
The
just
fact
did
that
the
they
cover
did.
of it.
Yeah, they did a really great job at revamping that. In fact, I got chills watching that when they first dropped that piece of music with the new trailer, with the new opening credits. I got chills with how good it was. It was great.
See, I think the issue is the genre of music changed from our
Mhm.
taste. That's why we don't
Yeah.
consider any of these like current
Right.
theme songs to be credible.
Yeah.
Because
That's
like, yeah,
true.
think about it. Like, remember Denver the Last Dinosaur? It's like the
I
same
don't,
composer did everything. Oh man,
Oh,
and
really?
X-Men of all.
The
X-Men
X-Men
theme
guy,
song.
he did so many great theme songs. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but they all have like that same kind of like almost power metal pop feel. But they're
Right.
all awesome.
It was
Yeah.
a specific genre, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's good stuff though.
Yeah. What else have we got there? Liam's favorite show theme was the new Scooby-Doo. I don't know what that theme was on the new. Was it like the
I don't know.
original Scooby-Doo?
I remember that show existing. I don't remember how
Okay.
much they changed.
There's been so many Scooby Doos
Right.
that like I lost track.
There's
And
the
they're
original.
all on HBO Max except the Scooby Doo movie ones. Where like
Okay.
we met Batman, and then the Globetrotters one, and there's one
Okay.
where he meets like Dick Van Dyke. All those are the only ones that aren't on HBO Max.
The ones in the,
Okay.
with the laugh
Girls.
tracks. The laugh tracks.
Which
on
one?
it.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, I
Girls.
think they all have laugh tracks on it, but there was a series. It was like
Yeah, I remember those.
Scooby Doo, Where Are You? And then the Scooby Doo Show, and then it was like Scooby Doo movies, and it was where he met all the celebrities.
All right.
Was it
That's
the
the one with the
Globetrotters? Was it
Yeah,
the actual
the Harlem
Globetrotters? And because
Yes.
the Globetrotters had their own cartoon, like there's the character with.
It
the
was like
basketball
maybe
head,
a
like,
crossover
different
thing,
powers.
yeah. But they were
Yeah.
like in there. I think Sonny and Cher, maybe.
Well, this was
Yes,
like
yeah.
so to consider the time of this. That was like kind of like the cartoon revolution, where like
Yeah.
Hanna-Barbera was just like a huge machine. Just
Oh my
Oh,
gosh!
cranking out
There
Oh,
are, like,
yeah, yeah.
so many
But it was
cartoons.
it was huge to bring in celebrities to play
Everything.
voice
But
their own
they-
selves. Yeah.
there were
playing
like so
themselves, yeah.
many damn cartoons out that they
Yeah.
cut quality
Yes.
to just in order to crank
make 'em.
out
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
a ton.
But they
It was-
found
it was
a way of doing it,
cartoon
and
boom.
their animation style still works, even if you go back and
It's-
watch it. It's
Going back, it's all shit, dude. Like
I mean,
Scooby
it
Doo,
works, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
very
yeah.
static.
crap.
I mean,
part,
shitty
like,
animation.
it's shitty
Yeah.
animation, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Like-
some of those are
people-
good shows.
I used to
But-
think like Johnny Quest was like
Yeah.
a great show until
Right.
I watched it again,
You're like,
and I'm like, this is garbage.
But here's the thing. This always goes back to my explanation of we think about what we enjoyed about these characters when we were younger, and that stuff is stuck all through the generations. And it is, we go back and we watch it now and we can say it looks pretty crappy and the stories weren't that good, but it was how those characters made you feel throughout your life.
yeah, and I was
because there
also a dumb kid, you know.
Well, yeah.
well, I
but-
mean, at that time there wasn't that much.
I mean,
great-
well,
Well,
it's
we're
like
all
looking at
kids, but-
it's like looking at cave paintings
Right.
and being like, that's a
Mhm.
shitty drawing. I mean, I
Right.
understand its significance
Mhm.
and all that, but like,
Still, but you had Hanna
It's just a
Barbera, and then
stick
also
figure.
when we were
Right.
kids, there was the even crappier animation that you would see like on a public commercial or something that was like
Right.
really bad. So that like
Yeah,
it was still professional for us. It still like was good.
Well,
Like-
remember the old Marvel cartoons of the '60s,
Yeah,
of Tony
those were
Stark
just
and the
like,
Incredible
Rosa
the Hulk,
being, like,
Garbage.
old,
and they were, and they were pretty good. Like
Kirby was.
Spider-Man was still the best out of all of them, and
Yeah.
and yet the
But,
other
there's
ones,
a-
the Tony
there's a
Stark
thing
was
that-
not great. And,
there was a
Yeah.
thing I noticed that especially around the 90s and and the 80s, that the intro to the cartoon was significantly more quality than like,
of course, well, that's why
yeah.
the Spider-Man
Yeah,
theme,
or
the
once in a while
Spider-Man keeps
or
coming
one-
back because it's so good.
or once in a while you'll get like the pilot episode, which is the same quality as the intro type of animation,
right?
Yeah.
but then like
They
you'll
spend
get
all
you'll
that
see
money
where they cut
on the
corners
reel that
and
they're
stuff.
going to use over and
But
over
it
again
is,
for,
but the piece of music for those intros is always stronger than the series itself. Again, as I was just saying, that the Spider-Man, music, reoccurring Spider-Man,
Like we've
Spider-Man. We know it
disassociated-
throughout.
But we've
our lives.
disassociated that medium from its original source. So like you ask
Right,
most
yeah.
people, they'll understand that, but they'll never have
Yeah.
seen
the original. Mhm,
So
yeah.
it's kind of transcended its own like where it started
Yes, yeah.
and kind of
Yeah.
just turned into its own entity.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
it goes for a lot of these cartoon themes. Like
Yeah.
Elijah, I know you have that album where there's a bunch of 90s rock bands covering cartoon
yeah.
things. They had like Matthew Sweet do Scooby-Doo, which is like a great pairings for all of them. Who did Spider-Man? Was that the
The
Ramones?
Ramones. Yeah,
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
I've heard that one.
Yeah.
They do actually.
Right.
They had quite a few on that. The Ramones did quite a few.
That Sublime did Hong Kong Fooey, which is a
Yeah.
callback.
Oh,
I
really?
just-
Oh, wow. That's an old one.
but
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
it's
as
pretty
old as the
cool. So
rest.
like there's that if we're gonna remember anything, we're gonna remember like the imagery of these cartoons,
Mhm.
the characters. They're
Yep.
great. They're well designed,
And the
we're
theme
gonna remember
song.
the theme songs. But going
yeah.
back, a lot of it's really bad animation. They were cutting costs and all
Yeah,
types
of
of
course.
stuff like that. They were entertaining as
Of course.
children, but it's just
Yeah.
things have gotten a lot better. Quality
Yeah.
of animation has improved.
Well, I don't know. It's
lot.
changed. I mean, there's a lot of animation that kids are into these days that I found I just can't get into because it is a very different form and style of
It's
animation.
basic. It's more. It's once they get the character design, they
mm.
can put it in a computer and just kind of like
Right.
you know.
Yeah, but it's
Way less
Yes.
animators.
and then
You don't
Yeah.
need
a lot
like
more
100
easier to do.
animators. You need like
Oh, for sure. No, absolutely.
10.
It's
at-
harder to
at max,
it's harder to
you know?
see the cut of the quality these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
But like
Yes.
back then, you were able to see it. Like I don't know,
Mhm.
episode of Top Cat or something.
Yes. Right.
So
Right.
cheap.
Yeah.
They're using the same cells over and over again.
Of course. Yeah. No,
But
totally.
yeah, we're making improvements every day, and
Yeah.
I think cartoons. I mean, I watch anime, and so there's just like great lengths of quality. Just
Mhm.
Oh yeah, anime
like, put into
really
that.
varies.
especially you watch that and you try to watch an episode of Johnny Quest. You're just like, whew,
Yeah. Yes.
we have come
Yeah.
a long way.
Yeah.
And not only that, but then
Totally.
you see racism in there once in a while, just sprinkled in. It's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
this era sucked, man.
Oh yeah. I mean,
In
yeah.
some cases.
Yeah. But then it's interesting because we came from even a generation before that with all the Bugs Bunny cartoons that hit this level, and of course the
See, now
the
that was
Disney
quality.
cartoons.
That
And
was
the
Looney
quality.
Tunes?
Yeah.
quality of their stuff, the Looney Tunes,
For a
it's some
certain
amazing
time,
quality.
they were really good
yeah.
for some time, and
Yes.
then they
No,
went
they're
down.
still good right now.
Yeah.
Like a lot of Chuck Jones's work, Tex Avery's stuff.
Oh
is
no,
like
I mean that stuff
quality
is always
animation.
no. That
Yeah.
is that I'm saying
It's
quality.
just-
I'm saying the history of Looney
When-
Tunes of like the 40s. They were great to the
Yeah.
the mid 50s, and then in the 60s they got crappy, and
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Something
look at-
happened in the 60s and 70s with animation
Yeah,
in general
they
that
got
really
really
Well,
just
that's what I'm
fell-
saying. That's exactly what I've been saying.
Oh yeah,
guys.
exactly.
It was
I
a
get it.
boom in animation, but then it
Yeah.
was
Right.
like they were cutting costs and
Yep.
they're seeing the bare minimum they could
Right.
get.
Yeah.
With,
Yeah, they found the
with whatever.
shortcuts.
I had an
Did you
uncle
know-
who worked at Hanna-Barbera in the
Mhm.
70s.
Right.
Like it's just like that's how many people that were working for them at the time that someone related to me happened to be working.
So supposedly, Filmation that did the He-Man and Brave Star and all that, they were the last American company that actually animated their product here in the 80s. Everybody else had gone and sold, their animation cells, the work to overseas
yeah.
to be animated
Mainly
overseas at a
Korea?
cheaper rate. Yeah,
Yeah.
at a
Simpsons
much
and-
cheaper
When-
rate, including
Family Guy
including,
gets all animated in Korea.
what's that?
Yeah, all of Family Guy gets animated in Korea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are there not jokes about that every episode?
Oh, yeah.
They've done it.
The
They've done the
Simpsons,
jokes.
Simpsons used to
Have
joke
they?
about it. They had joked about
Yeah.
it a lot in their episodes. That it was
They had a Banksy
Animators.
intro.
Right.
I saw that. Yeah, that was dark, but yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, but yeah. What was I gonna say? That it's just shit. Yeah, like when you see like Tom and Jerry, there was like that moment in the 70s where like the episodes were just god awful.
Yeah,
and
of
I used to
course,
watch
yeah.
Tom and Jerry a lot on like Cartoon Network with their syndication. But once in a
Yeah.
while, you'll get one of those weird 70s episodes.
Mhm.
And it's just like, well, there's like no frames in between.
yeah. You're like, what is this?
Yeah.
They cut too much, man, and it's
Yeah.
it's cringy, but like,
It's still better than the
it's
new
part
Tom
of the
and Jerry
history.
movie.
Yeah.
I watched that. That was horrible.
There were so many people in that movie that I'm like, how did you read this script and sign on? You have a good career.
Big money. Yeah, I know. It's like
I mean,
Colin
how much
Jost
could
and
it have
Michael
really
Pena.
paid? Well, it was like Chloe Grace Moretz, Michael Pena, Colin Jost.
think
Like,
she's
what is Colin
recovered.
Jost
Oh,
in
wow.
it
She
for?
hasn't recovered from that. That was the last thing I saw her in. What was that like?
Oh, Chloe Grace Moretz? Yeah.
No,
she-
she's doing something else right now. She's in some other movie.
What?
I can't remember what it is, but I know there's something recent that I just saw.
I was surprised Colin Jost did it. Like, he's married to Scarlett Johansson. He's got that nice
Head writer.
SNL coaching
Head
job.
writer of SNL, co-head writer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. But then, like, it's like Jason Lee doing Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah, but he wasn't really doing much at that time. He was like
Yeah.
skating was behind him. My
Well,
Name
he
is
said,
Earl
My
got
Name is
canceled.
Earl. He was a pretty big star. He was just
Was that
in
still on when that first Chipmunk
just
movie hit?
in
Because I
Yeah.
know David Cross
Guy.
too.
like
Yeah.
this was the beginning of his great career. He started side by side with Tom Cruise in Vanilla Sky as the peak
Yeah.
Jason Lee's career.
That's funny. Well, speaking of careers, let's see if this young lady has a career after a few weeks from now. Ms. Marvel dropped a poster this week, guys. What? That sounded so bad. I'm sorry.
You need a
Well, I
segue.
did not mean to come across as being that bad.
skeptical about this show? It's still Marvel
I-
Studios, Brent.
No. I'm saying that. Let's see how. Yeah,
Cue
I
the-
messed up.
cue
I
the-
messed up how I was going to say that.
He was just
But
waiting for a segue. and you-
I
about
was
this
looking for a
show.
segue that
That's all.
did
I get it, I
not
get
work.
it.
Okay, so
No,
guys,
but you have been rampantly speculative on this show for some reason. Why is-
I have.
think a lot of people
I
have been.
Just the trailer didn't do a lot for me. But then I also can be pleasantly surprised. I mean, I love it when I think one way about something I see and then completely walk out of it a different opinion.
So
When
like
they
Mary-
can,
like
when
like,
they can change my opinion.
MJ, like MJ said then. If you
MJ?
expect the worst, you'll never be disappointed.
That's
She says
it.
that in I'm
Yeah.
just quoting
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Mary
Of course. Yes.
Watson.
Well,
You're just
They-
taking
they-
Zendaya's
Yeah.
advice and
There you
just
go.
That is also like the least Mary Jane thing someone could say. Like she's such an optimist. Like I don't know why she's like, yeah, expect the worst all the time because life
but she's
sucks.
also a different MJ. Remember, it's
this is
I
a
know,
it's
yeah.
a fresh take because I don't think
Yeah.
we're in the mood for that that
It's
fresh
just everything's
optimism anymore.
Like the opposite of MJ. Like she's super introverted. Like she's super
Right.
pessimistic. She
Yeah.
doesn't like people. She only really
I
clings
mean,
to Peter.
that's a
like,
nice twist. Imagine if everything was exactly like the comic books; it would be weird.
yeah, it'd be boring.
yeah,
It'd be
totally.
boring.
It would be, yeah.
But they went
Yeah.
they went really the other way in terms of like
Yeah.
her
I think since we've had like 2 Spider-Men already.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
a nice. I think that's great.
Yeah.
It's in it. I feel like it's more inclined with today's generation too, because that old Mary
a little bit,
Jane
yeah.
attitude seems to be a bit more
Dated.
old-fashioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe-
Totally.
maybe
Yeah. Mary
maybe
Jane's
to
a
GB
dated character of
2.6,
the
yeah.
old. Yeah.
I mean, consider the
Sure.
world they live in. You think that someone that optimistic would be just around?
Yeah, she's
Like,
just
right.
grown. She's like 4 years
Yeah.
old when the Avengers first happened.
Yeah, people like this is a 9/11 every month. That universe.
Yeah.
She looks
So
out
I
the window,
think
she's like, what is
her
this, like,
attitude is
Skrulls?
appropriate.
Well, either way, Marvel dropped this poster, which looks kind of cool. I mean, I think Max, you were saying you like the costume design.
I love that costume. It's
Yeah.
like super faithful, but also super new. It's like the kind of things I love to see in comics. Someone takes like the original costume
Right.
and then just updates it and adds it like, a more modern flair.
Yeah.
Pattern on there references the
Yeah.
ethnicity.
Yeah. No, it looks
Too
cool.
much
I mean,
detail on the
it is a
costume.
nice
It's translated amazing.
Yeah.
I love the scarf too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the domino mask. This might be Marvel's first domino mask in live action.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah,
I hadn't
true.
thought about
Get
that.
one.
right.
Oh, it didn't. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
what
didn't
else?
even think
There
about
hasn't
that.
been any other, huh?
Nobody.
Nope.
They're not
yeah,
doing
White
the
no.
Winter
black
Soldiers and
Yeah.
that's I think the only character
Wait a
that
minute.
would have
Hawkeye
one
never
right
was
now.
wearing any mask like that.
Oh no, yeah, Hawkeye never wore. He wore
Yeah.
sunglasses like in the
Yeah.
Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No, this would be cool. I mean, I guess the idea of a child, their secret identity is kind of a cool thing. The adults don't seem to care about that so much. So, but at the same time, as superhero adults, that is.
I know we're back to form where people actually have secret identities now. Now we've
See,
like kind of
Liam,
done a
Liam,
I'm so excited.
Liam says
for
the
that. Marvel
mask
does
isn't really
not do
hiding his
that.
face.
I
I
mean,
mean, if
yeah,
no one knows who you are, I think you're gonna be good.
Lavell thinks I'm underestimating. I am underestimating it a little bit because I'm coming in from what I've seen from the trailer that it doesn't show any interest for me.
I think you'll like the character.
But oh no, I'm sure I'm going to enjoy some parts of this. So I mean, if I come out of this, thoroughly enjoying it, I will be wrong, and I'll be glad to say that I'm wrong. It's one of those things. But anyway, I thought it was a nice poster drop.
It's gonna be exciting with since with the new Spider-Man and everyone with their secret identities is actually a thing now. So we
Yeah,
can start
finally.
a new phase with like people maintaining their secret identities. I think
Right.
that's cool.
Yeah, totally. And we're back. And yeah, so there's that. Did you guys see this piece of news? They are set to begin filming June the 6th on Loki season 2. Which
Oh my God.
I cannot wait to see, because now that's making me hype.
I didn't realize how excited I was for that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome.
It was the
What is
first
season
of
2
the
even gonna
TV shows.
be?
I don't
It's
know.
gonna be
It was
like wild. It's gonna be just
Yeah.
like, I think it's probably gonna be the direct lead into whatever's coming with the multiverse opening up more.
Yeah.
You know, I'm questioning how much of a crossover some of these TV shows are going to do now, because we have not seen any of that yet.
Yeah, they haven't really
into the big screen. They haven't really touched too
everything
heavily.
we're waiting for, right? Is just like, oh, when's it gonna cross over?
Yeah,
like that's like
it.
the main thing we wait for these days.
Yeah.
Well, it has to mean something. We can't just sit through
Oh,
hours
no,
of these TV
It-
shows for nothing.
It will, but
Yeah.
I mean, the question is:
Moon Knight.
is it this storyline is
That's gotta
happening
mean something.
at the same time this storyline's going on, and they will never cross at that point, but they're just other events in that time frame? Or will we see the big climactic build up where again, like, you know, when we saw the Avengers for Endgame,
Well,
that
see,
we'll
like
see
most of
every one of them.
most of the connective tissue these days for a lot of the Marvel like movies and shows are like reserved for post-credit stuff, you know.
Yeah,
like, they
I guess
keep
so.
it pretty-
Yeah.
You know, that I mean, like that's how it's always been. Like they'll keep it light on the crossovers up until like the Avengers event,
for sure,
or Avengers level event. It's just now after like say what phase 2 or phase 3, where we got like a civil war in between, and we have like little cameos here and there. We're getting spoiled with these crossovers. So now we're just expecting it all the time. And if a Marvel movie doesn't get a crossover, we're gonna be like, "Where's its connection? Where's its connection? I want more than just a post-credit connection." But there, you know, it's just I'm fine, dude. Stand alone. They should all be able to stand alone.
No, they should be. I mean, Doctor Strange
shouldn't have to rely on a connection to a bigger universe. You know? I think
Doctor Strange was hyped up to be a ultimate massive crossover, and they introduced some new stuff. But it really
of madness, then we're expecting that. So I understand.
But
I mean,
at
that
the
was
same time,
a direct
it was a
WandaVision
very
sequel,
Doctor
too.
Strange story. I mean, it was as much a Wonder story as it was a Doctor Strange story, but it was a heavily Doctor Strange story, heavier than what we were led on to believe. And I was fine with that. You know, it's interesting.
Yeah, but it was a very specific Doctor Strange movie.
Right.
You know?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But
it's just this time they spent a lot of good time on the antagonist. Unlike the last one, where Kaitsui is just kind of just a blank slate. You know.
Yeah, you're right there. Yeah. I mean, it did well. Second week in its box office, it grabbed 61 million over the week, which it dropped about 68%, I think, from the previous week, but not as badly. Not as badly as Morbius dropped.
You're still talking about that, Brent?
Oh, damn it! I said I was never going to talk about that ever again. Damn it!
It's like we're all trying to forget about it.
We're all trying to forget about it. And now we're all bringing it up again. Why are we bringing up that film that movie we will not be talking about? But anyway,
I didn't even see it. I don't know. I have nothing to say about it. See,
it's Morbin time.
Yeah. But should we talk a bit? Do we want to talk a bit more about Doctor Strange, guys? I mean, we talked a bit about it last week.
About the new meme that's all the rage right now, and it's "This was my multiverse of madness," and people would post something that they have seen from their childhood, maybe, or from like a beloved show. And show like a huge multiversal crossover event, and then post that and right above saying this is my multiverse event. And I'd like to ask you guys, what have you guys done? Or what would you prefer, or what would you consider as your multiverse event?
That's a good question.
My first one that I remember that blew me away was He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, because they jumped universes to go to meet She-Ra on the other side of the universe. That was my multiverse of madness.
I saw you tweeted that at Ryan.
Yes. That's why I put it down there, because that was my very first multiverse.
It was a response to his post of what was that? What Star Trek was that, where they had like the evil Spock?
Yes. That was a parallel universe in Star Trek.
Mine was when Usagi Yojimbo showed up in the Ninja Turtles cartoon.
Who's that? Oh, from what
No!
anime? Okay, all right.
The original one?
Oh,
Is that
that's
the first
funny.
one?
Okay, all right.
the
The
first
fact
one.
that Max has his just sitting there is really
I was
freaking
thinking,
weird.
yeah.
He has every comic book
So
ready to
that was
go.
that's why he's the lore librarian.
There you go. Yes.
If
Like,
he was
yeah,
in
that's
if he was in Game of
Marvel,
Thrones,
yeah.
he'd be in the Citadel right now.
Yeah.
That's
He'd
funny.
be one of
Yeah,
those
good
guys.
point. That's a good point.
But
Max, what's-
yeah, that
oh.
would be mine. Is when
Oh,
he
yeah?
came into that episode, and that
Mhm.
was when I learned about Usagi Yojimbo, and I picked up that book that you just
Cool.
held up, and I read that in
That's
4th
funny.
grade.
That's
And I
funny.
was like, this is pretty violent. I didn't know cuddly animals could be so violent.
Max, what's your multiverse of madness?
That's a hard one because I don't know. I feel like I've been reading multiversal events for so long.
Fair enough.
It's just
I'm
as a
just gonna say
kid,
all
like,
the DC Crisis events were my multiverse of
Hmm.
madness because those were multiverse
Okay.
of madness.
All right.
see,
first,
like
I
a
guess.
good one would be like on the stage of Roger Rabbit when Donald Duck and Daffy Duck are piano
That
battling.
was actually, I'll say that might be.
That's a great multiverse of madness moment right there. You could have had that one, Elijah. I'm sorry. Did I take
No,
that?
no, you didn't. I actually, it's funny that you say that because I didn't say that meme. But now that you talk about it, I was just talking to Brent about this.
Yeah.
And mine would be in Poltergeist, just basically the kids' room, because the kids' room had this Star Wars posters and toys, like, and it was like the house was like in Simi Valley where I used to live, and like it was like it. So seeing that
You're telling me
movie
about
and then
this.
seeing the room with the Star Wars toys and like it's got like the same stuff that I have in that
Mhm.
movie. They have all that mixed.
Mhm.
So you're like,
Yeah.
is this real? Like that kid
It's
has.
like-
It's like not a movie where it's like some fake poster on the wall. He's got like a Darth Vader poster on the wall, and he's got like
Mhm.
the X-wing, and he's got like toys, and like the girl's got Barbie dolls, and it's like it's the kid's room is like a kid's room. It's like
Mhm.
even
I think that was
one of-
that was their attempt on realism.
yes, even one of
Yeah.
the posters that Carolina had or Carolyn has or whatever, my sister had. So their room was like,
really?
Right.
Oh,
it
wow.
was so real in my brain, and then linking like Star Wars and what
So it was your own personal multiverse. of
your
madness, not
multiverse
what
of
you
madness
watched.
is an Easter egg.
including
Yeah.
ET and Star Wars
yeah.
and like everything that was in that
Right.
room, like because
Yeah.
it was like an emblem. I mean, it was
Yeah.
like Spielberg, so he put anything that was attached to Spielberg in that
course.
room.
Yeah,
So I guess that would be mine, like
that's funny.
Poltergeist.
Did you guys ever
Yeah.
see the movie Indian in the Cupboard?
Yeah,
Of course. Yeah.
All
That
right,
was a little later for me,
remember
but-
when the kid, like when he first finds out that it brings toys to life, and
Right.
then the next thing he does is he throws like a Jurassic Park dinosaur, a Darth
Yep.
Vader,
Vader in
and like
there.
a
Yep.
bunch of other things
Oh, yeah.
in there. He
Yeah.
opens it up, and that was like the first time we see Darth Vader in a live action movie since
that and then a battery.
Since Return of the
commercial.
Jedi, yeah. That was that was directed by Frank Oz, though, right? Who
Oh,
played
that's
the voice of
awesome!
Yoda.
Now that
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
good multiverse of madness moment in my.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
that film was
You see a
directed by
Jurassic
Frank
Park
Oz.
Tyrannosaurus Rex right next
Yeah.
to Darth Vader in
Yeah.
a movie.
Yeah, that was a
pretty
fun
cool.
film.
But yeah, so that's been a trend I've been enjoying lately, and a lot of people are
people's
doing, like,
multiverse of madness thoughts.
you'll see like different generations where like that moment will be huge for them.
Yeah.
And there was like there's also like Ninja Turtles meet the Power
Mhm.
Rangers. And
Yo,
stuff like
chat.
that. So-
Chat? What's your
Batman Film
multiverse
is
of
a good one.
madness? What is chat's multiverse of madness? What would you consider your multiverse of madness out there? So yeah, no, but you're right.
But yeah, so what Doctor Strange has also provided us this conversation of us
Oh yeah, for
talking
sure.
about
Totally.
parts of pop culture where major crossovers have happened since Jetsons meet Flintstones, or remember
Yes.
what's that one show, Amazing Race, or what show was that where
never
they
saw
had
it.
like the guy from Catch That Pigeon?
No, they had. Wait a minute. It was Real World and Road Rules.
Real World Road Rules Challenge, but there was a
Yeah,
Hanna-Barbera
mixed together.
cartoon That
Oh, that was
included
like
all
the
these different
cars.
Oh,
rally.
that.
I remember
The
that.
biggest
never saw
crossover
it.
was
the
that, 'cause they were
rally, the car rally,
American.
like drag racing, whatever.
It was kind
Actually,
of
do
like
you
a
guys ever see like an anti-drug PSA
Captain
with all like these
Caveman and
cartoon
like
characters in it?
Yeah.
wacky racers.
is it wacky
Wacky
Racers?
Races.
Wacky racers.
Oh
That was a
yeah.
whole.
Oh yeah. That was a Hanna-Barbera one too. Yeah.
Just put my coffee. Hold on.
Because that had everybody like Captain Caveman and like
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
the whatever, the bad guy,
Captain
the mustache
Caveman,
man.
Mustache man.
Thank you,
Right.
man. Jealous of my DVD. Yeah, I've been collecting for a while, for quite a
Have
while.
you guys seen what's it called? Cartoon Rescues, Cartoon All Stars to the Rescue. It's a
Yeah.
anti PSA from I think that.
Oh, I saw. Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that because like I totally remember that. It used
I
to be
remember
on
that.
Not
TV
too
all the
sure.
time.
Yeah, that
Think
was
about it,
might
Liam.
be
TV
my
all the time. Muppet Babies and
Oh yeah, yeah.
whatnot. It was like an anti-drug campaign, like
Yeah.
Nancy Reagan.
Not the 80s.
Reagan it was a
Nightmare.
totally anti-Reagan, like just say no, like propaganda film for kids, like not to use drugs. You're like, I'm never gonna. I don't even know what drugs are. I've never seen drugs
Like 4
before.
years old, you're like,
They're not
why-
talking about. They're not even talking about drugs like that are accessible drugs in that cartoon. They're just
No, he
talking
goes to the
about like,
arcade and gets, like heroin or something or crack.
yeah, heroin and cocaine and crack. They're not
If
talking
anything,
about
that's
like
what-
cigarettes and marijuana and like sniffing glue and stuff.
That's where I
It's weird
learned
this
about
Cobra guy
drugs.
seeing
Yeah.
the animals, the cartoon characters. Like all of his cartoon character friends, like, don't do drugs. Like, wouldn't the guy on drugs be seeing them? Then they'd be telling him, like,
Yeah.
do more drugs.
Whoa, man, this pot is strong because
So-
I'm Kermit, the baby Kermit's on a roller coaster telling me not to do drugs.
So guys, let's get back
There's a
to
Star Wars PSA
Multi-
of like 3PO and R2, and
Yeah.
3PO finds
Temple of
R2
Doom in
smoking.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. You see their statues are in Raiders of the Lost Ark, and you there's also something from the Ark of the Covenant. Is
Oh no, I was
in
talking
several
about
things.
their drug
Oh,
say.
oh, really? Okay.
Themed
Um,
that one.
So jumping back to Multiverse of Madness, guys. I guess I mean we've talked about it.
Jump away from
We
it.
might talk light spoilers, whatever. But what are your thoughts now, guys? A week after the movie released, and we saw it, and you have any different change of thoughts at all? Anything settle in and go, oh, that wasn't as good as I remember, or I enjoyed it, or you have other opinions?
I wish they made the Illuminati smarter. I just felt
Okay.
like all of those characters seemed so incredibly dumb. You had Reed Richards just straight up telling Wanda.
Dumb
what-
or
what-
just smug? Because they seem like they're all very smug.
I think they just seemed a
Again,
little
dumb.
Like
Dumb?
Reed
Okay.
Richards,
Oh,
like he
both.
straight up tells Wanda how he plans
Yeah.
to kill her. So like,
Yeah.
like didn't even like he knows that she has magic. Didn't check if she could like bend reality or anything, but
Yeah.
he knows
Yeah.
that she has magic, and he's like, "This is how I'm going to beat you." And then she
Yeah.
immediately counteracts it. So
Motive.
then Reed just tries to like just wrap himself around her, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
which is
How
a
was he
terrible
trying
plan.
to do?
Yeah.
Like all of their plans were awful. Like
They nerfed him.
Mhm.
Like they were
Professor
nerfed.
X was a little. He was kind of okay, but you know.
We're used to seeing him get Professor X'd. So
Yeah, I thought it was pretty fair for
Done
Professor
all the
X,
time,
but
yeah.
Uh-huh. Lavell
they
puts
also
down,
made Captain Carter so cocky to the point where she was just like so dumb. Like she saw
Yeah.
everyone else get murdered, and she's like, "I got this with a shield."
yeah.
Yeah. my
Yeah.
God, it's too.
Lavelle puts down the Illuminati were smug, but even if they held the cards to their chest, she still would have won. Yeah, I mean, no matter what, they would have won. It
Wanda.
just would have been a bit of a longer battle, I think. I
She's
think there was
Scarlet
I actually
Witch
think they
at
could have
time.
beaten her.
Really?
I was thinking
could.
about this a lot. I think all
Yeah.
it would
Same
take to
characters. They had plot armor. Yeah.
well, I think all it would take to beat them is if they didn't tell Wanda what Black Bolt could do, if Professor X got in her mind and Reed didn't insult her immediately.
Yeah.
They could have.
Yeah, Professor X
Blowing
should
her
have made
away.
the first attack. He should have made a psych.
That was what made no sense. He
so-
could read her mind. He would know
He
everything
seems like
she
he
was
would
thinking.
know everything. You know, like he would be
Yeah,
like
he would
one
know
of those
everything
multi-beings that would be
instantly,
like
the moment she
knowing-
was in
Yeah.
the reality. He could
Yeah.
say,
Yeah,
read her
if
mind.
she
from-
appears, he
Yeah.
would have like some,
Yeah.
That's
I
why I
know.
think that's why I
In
thought they
your
were
brain.
dumb. Like they didn't use
Okay.
their power successfully.
I
Yeah.
agree with that, and it's just like they throw them in just so they all die. Like
Cannon fodder.
I still, I mean, they can all die or whatever, but they could also just, they could just rip out of that reality into another reality. I did for the Multiverse of Madness. I would have liked a little bit more of madness in the multiverse, like
Right.
just a little bit more, like more falling through dimensions, more
Mhm.
alternate worlds than like what they stopped in. Because whatever, if we saw the Illuminati and all of a sudden like it just rips into a new reality and we don't even know what, and they can come back that to later, like that would have been more interesting to me than watching them all die. If you see them for a second, and if you see them for a second in some alternate world and they don't die, or you just get pulled out of that reality and you're in somewhere else, that would be more intriguing to me and leave you more open to just for fans to talk about whatever. It's like it feels like they just put him in to kill him, and you're like, well, what's the point of doing that?
Yeah, here's what you're going with here. This seems like it's a thing. The moment they ended up in the Paint universe, that could have been setting up a trap for bringing Wanda in there to try to trap her in that universe. You don't know how.
Yeah.
But she's dream walking all over. She can go anywhere she wants.
You want him to pull a Gremlins Part 2 and trap her in the phone?
That would be the
trap her. She can't even trap her in the mirror dimension, guys.
I'm just saying, he's talking about the Paint dimension. I'm like,
I see where you're going with the intelligence of. Yeah, I get what I mean. So what you're saying is the intelligence of how they wrote, just by limiting into a couple of spaces, it limited the amount of, again, plot armor as to how they could have been creative with it.
Jumping through multiverse. And I mean, Marvel has a giant, I mean, even if you're in there for 30 seconds, then they're ripping through dimensions and you see a bunch of different things. I mean, it would have been cool.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they fall into like a Luke Ferrigno, like Hulk or something in the middle of New York, and they're like, "What the hell?" And it crashed.
We were really excited.
It was just flashes. And the one thing that they haven't done yet that I would love to see, and they kind of did it with animation thing, but I would love to see it get reverted to like comic book pages. Like they're like inked in like in a comic book page. They're just like.
It's like
and I thought
pages.
Or even typing with a typewriter of like words coming down, and they're like, "What the fuck is going on?" They're like,
they're being drawn by a cartoonist.
Yes,
like a Bugs Bunny
episode. That type of thing, or like Stan Lee is writing a sentence as it's getting broken into the starting. It's like the Big Bang.
Right.
It's like whatever, like down to like the beginning of something. It's like. Pen on paper, like you have an animated character, something like that. It would have been cool.
That's the other thing that I hate is that they made the universe 616 and made the comics universe not canon to their universe to keep them even more separated, which would have been some good synergy if they made their universe something else. And
then they haven't done, right? They haven't said that we are comic book. They haven't addressed comic books in the Marvel movies.
No, not the Marvel.
It's not like, now there's whatever. They might have T-shirts and people are like, "Yay, Captain America," whatever. But
you see Captain America comic. I think that's like one of the only references to comic books in
trading cards or whatever. But I don't know.
The only time you see a hero reading a comic book in a comic book movie is in Logan. Logan reads an X-Men comic.
Because whatever has an X-Men comic.
That's not how it happened. Marvel universe, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What disappointed me about like the Illuminati was that they were just another universe. I thought it was going to be a collection of people from different universes.
Okay.
And going to be this whole bigger thing. And that's what I was expecting. And I think that's what a lot of people were expecting. I didn't know it was
do we think
another Avengers in another universe.
Yeah, they were just another Avengers.
Do we think that could be set up? Do we think that could be set up though for that in the future, or do you think they just blew their load?
I think they blew their load in the Illuminati. I don't think they're gonna do it.
Well, if it's a multiverse of madness, you can't really blow your load,
right?
That's true.
There's endless There's endless sources of universes. This universe just happens to be screwed over, and it's weird
by poorly bad choices and got themselves all killed.
But the weird thing about it is that the Wanda in that universe had to like walk through the Illuminati's facility and seeing just the carnage that she's
Yes,
done,
yeah.
and she just goes back home to her kids.
Oh, when she goes home to
Like,
the kids.
Are they going to go after her?
Well, yeah,
like,
what kind of toll does that take
who's
on
gonna
that
pay the
version
price?
of Wanda?
Who's going to pay the price for killing their Avengers?
Yeah,
Like, are they going to go after her?
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like,
And in defense to all them dying, I think as disappointing as it was to
sorry,
see.
Liam, it was a state of frame. Anyway, whatever. Sorry.
So in defense of all them dying, I think as hard as it was to watch like huge characters just get taken out like that, they served their purpose.
Yeah.
And that purpose was to
certain
show
people-
how
It was fun and
Wanda
unexpected. I
powerful
didn't
Wanda
expect them all
was,
to
yeah.
die. So
Well,
that
it was
going back and watching the second time. You're like, oh, here's the part where they all die.
Yeah, but they served their purpose, and that purpose was to show how strong Wanda is and how much of a threat
For sure.
she actually is.
Oh yeah,
that she's just
totally.
taken out of, it's the same
Yeah.
way that
Well, it's
Thanos kills Loki.
Yeah.
It's one of the first things he does.
Yeah.
And
Well,
what
that
better
was
way
one
to
of-
show someone's strength than to kill the main antagonist
Oh,
of the
for sure.
first Avengers movie
Yeah.
and to take out their most strongest Avenger.
Oh, totally. I mean,
But
it goes the reverse. Remember when people were complaining that Wanda wasn't powerful enough back in, a few years ago in the films, and they kind of said, well, she should be much more powerful. It's like, come on, give it time. Let's watch this growth go.
Steve says it. She's a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's just a kid.
She's a kid.
Yeah.
But that's what I saw as her, because she's still fresh with those powers.
sure. Oh, no,
She was
absolutely,
a young girl, and she wasn't the Scarlet Witch yet. She was just a magic person.
Lavell puts out there the Scarlet Witch in an Omega level mutant is an Omega level mutant.
I think
with
we
the
could all
Illuminati
agree that
winning.
Scarlet Witch is the strongest comic book character.
I mean, yes and no. She's an Omega level reality warper, but so is technically Legion.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, I mean, as far as anyone who's been introduced in the MCU.
oh yeah, MCU. I would say right now she's probably the most powerful, unless you count Dormammu, because he could probably kick her ass if he wanted to.
So, since we haven't seen too much of Black Panther yet, and we know it comes out at the end of this year, suppose at this point, or is that being pushed into next year? I can't remember.
I think it's still coming out this year.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it is. Yeah, Anchorman puts out how will Black Panther return, or will he not? If we're talking about,
T'Challa.
if we're talking about T'Challa, then no, definitely not. And I think the writers have already said they will respectfully write out that character in some form or fashion without having to use CGI or whatever it may be. So I don't think we will. I think we'll pick up on an aftermath point of view from what has happened. That whatever story arc decides that Chadwick Boseman's character is not there for that purpose or whatever reason. So
I think they should have recast.
You think they should have recast? Okay. All right.
T'Challa.
That's a great thing though about
legacy of the character. Should have.
I mean, no, but
sure.
in respect for the actor, I think that would be.
Oh, totally. Yeah. It's really about.
You think so?
As much as I
think
want
so.
T'Challa to remain in the universe, you can't do that to Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking more about keeping his legacy alive with the character, but that also is a good point.
Yeah. I think that at this point of the story, and at this point of just the movie, they're going to respect Chadwick over T'Challa.
Oh, for sure, absolutely, yeah. So I think they'll just rewrite a new character that comes in, whether it's.
I'm interested in how they're going to do that.
It will be.
I have no
everyone's
clue.
eyes. I mean, they've been very hush-hush. We've had nothing from that movie yet. I mean, we've only got our first look at Thor only a few weeks ago. So because we've had nothing, we've had no rumors coming out from the set of Black Panther. I was about to say Black Loki. Because we haven't had any chatter coming out from that, it's really hard to tell. It's just too early to really know what they're going to do with that film. But I'm excited to see it.
They're probably fake, but there's just speculation on everyone being the Black Panther and every villain being in the movie.
Oh really? No, I there's too many people bringing up rumors. I'd rather
there's nothing concrete yet.
For sure. But otherwise, apart from that, I mean, I can't think much more about Doctor Strange that I want to kind of extend on there, guys. Unless there's anything else you want to extend on with Doctor Strange at all.
I think there's I think they've been teasing the next big multiversal event won't just be Kang. I think the universe event is not going to be Kang. I think it's going to be something to do with the convergence that they've shown, or I can't remember what they called it in the movie.
Oh, yeah,
but,
yeah.
The
yeah,
incursion
I
is what
wanted
they
to say
called it.
incursion because they already did the convergence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
And it's
they're. I
gonna
think
be like
they're.
another thousands of years before that happens again.
Yeah, right. I think they're teasing that's going to be the big event that goes along with Kang. Is that there's going to be some sort of Secret War style incursion on our main Earth.
The new Ant-Man and the Wasp has Kang credited in it, right? He's
he's
that.
Okay.
Yeah, Jonathan Majors is in it. They said he's going to be a Kang variant. Don't know what that means. If he's going to be Kang, if he's going to be a Mortis, if he's going to be Ramatut, or a different.
I think that's where they first announced like the existence of Kang in the MCU,
Yes,
and we didn't. We had no idea who was going to pop up in Loki when we watched it.
Yeah.
And then he was already introduced in Loki. It's like, whoa, already?
I think this could be the Iron Lad Kang now. I think that's a very real possibility. Is that he fit well with?
Cool.
So
Ant-Man.
is alternate versions of Kang gonna die in every film until we meet the big bad Kang? Or
I think so. I think there's probably one or two
Okay.
going to stick around, so we can get a Kang on Kang fight where it's like Iron Lad or something like that versus
We
Kang.
should get some good time with Kang to get to know him before, like before we meet like the actual Kang Prime. What do they call him?
My theory is there's going to be a Kang like loop where it's going to reveal that Kang teaches his younger self how to be Kang.
I like that.
Yeah, there's a recent comic where he just dropped his younger self off in the Jurassic period and just walked away. It said, "Learn to survive."
I mean, they're going to have to be playing a lot with time, and I think some of the best time stories are the ones that are contained in a loop where they just keep happening.
They have a lot to do with time and multiverse.
I think that's the route they're going, Anchorman.
Yeah,
I think they're going with
big
that.
Bad.
He's the big bad for sure.
He'd be a different type of big baddie than Thanos. It's just going to be a.
Which also, we had our first Reed Richards in the MCU in Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
Kang is a distant relative to Reed Richards.
Right.
So it's also playing.
And we still don't know if it's going to be the same actor who's going to be that Reed Richards in. I assume it will be because the fact they dropped the fan favorites.
We want it to be.
I think support will probably help him get a job, though.
I think
don't know if Jim needs it. He's been pretty busy.
Yeah, I want a Doom and a Galactus too.
Oh, I want Doom for sure. I don't want him to mess up Doom. I want Doom to be talking in third person. I want him to be super evil but have a conscience. I want him to help give birth to Valeria Richards. I want Doom to do everything. I want him to steal Sue. I want him to fight Namor. I want him to do everything.
Doom has been ripped off on all like portrayals of himself, like in.
I know. I just want a good, evil, tacky Doom. He needs to be a little tacky, where he's just standing on edge.
The green
Doom that looks like Doom, like that.
Yeah,
that really looks like Doom. Like, and they can do that now. Like
that was
the metal mask always.
The metal mask in the first Fantastic Four that wasn't bad.
He needed the green robes and the.
He did. He had a hood. He had the little hood vest thing.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
It was like a green hood vest, and he was like he had a mask and everything. It looked pretty cool.
It shouldn't be a hard costume to nail.
No,
I mean, I think better like cosplay costumes. You're like, dang, that's a good Doom.
On paper, Doom doesn't look bad.
Doom,
but like his character, like the movie sucked. But
but that was like my childhood thinking like, this is awesome. This is the greatest movie. It's never gonna age terribly.
It's like they're working together
and
using science to beat him. This is perfect.
The second one is just like crazy bad.
But we get Silver Surfer. That's the thing. And there was
Silver Surfer was awesome in the second movie though. It was who voiced him? It was like
Johnny chases him through the city.
I can't remember who. It was somebody who
Lawrence Fishburne, someone with like an iconic voice, something like that.
It was what's his name who plays all of the suits in Guillermo del Toro's movies.
Doug
Jones.
Yeah. You did the mocap. I don't think he did the voice though. I think they had someone else with the voice.
Yeah, was it Lawrence Fishburne? That would be cool.
I think it was. I will say though, that movie's Galactus, people hated it. It was technically accurate. They did all the research, and
that's what Galactus would look like.
Right.
From space. He takes the form of whatever you hate or whatever you would
early on. Like there was no way they would pass like a regular looking Galactus, just a dude with a huge helmet. Like that would have been too jarring for people. That was when we were cursed with the bad guys being black smoke, right? We had that and like Green Lantern, where the yellow or that fear monster Parallax was just a cloud.
Parallax. Yeah, he was just a cloud.
And like,
I still think Green Lantern showed promise to be a good franchise. I liked that movie. It wasn't all bad.
I rewatched it again, but
like when you watch like the beginning and you see like Abin Sur like narrating, it's pretty exciting. And then
even when you get to like the training scene with Kilowog, it's a pretty good training montage.
That was cool too. I think about that scene a lot when he gets there and then he sees like
he gets to Oa.
And like everything was pretty comic book accurate, you know.
Yeah,
Kilowog
it was fun.
and Tamor looked like, and Jeffrey Wright as Tamor was a perfect.
I think that's the only thing I really remember of that.
And what's
movie.
his name for Kilowog? Those two characters is the best casting I've seen in a lot of movies.
What about Sinestro? Sinestro was great in that movie.
Yeah, he's good. That great casting.
I'll have to check it out again. It's been a while.
The elders looked like they're ripped right out of the comic book.
Yeah, even Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were great in the movie.
It had promise.
I was
excited when it was coming out, and I watched it first day, everything. And
I think the pacing was the problem for me more than anything. Yeah, the pacing, the scripting a little bit.
It's everything, like man.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely.
The pacing's a little dry.
Yeah.
And like his references, like what he uses the one thing that they foreshadow is the Hot Wheels set,
and he uses that to the car.
You're like, oh my god, that's a callback! So exciting.
It just kind of reeked of studio interference. It's like they had a good movie at one time. They're like, no, the kids need more stuff.
Well, you see, Sarsgaard, he's dead in the trailer. Like the main bad guy's corpse is in the trailer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you see him. He's just
it's
laying
been a
there,
while.
like his desk is empty, and you see him in the damn trailer, and you're just like, oh yeah, he's gonna die.
Yeah. I want to move on to one of the other things we put in our title, which was
target.
Huh? Yes. We saw the first look of the trailer for Avatar this past week. We actually saw it on the Doctor Strange, but they finally dropped it during the week. And I didn't know if you just want to kind of have a quick look at this trailer. I mean, there's been 11, 12 years since the last Avatar film came out. And we all have mixed opinions.
Around in water and playing in water, and
that's it. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I was just we'll play it here in the background. I'm going to keep it on mute.
We're exploring the biomes of Pandora.
But that's it. I mean, well, this is. I don't think this is the same planet.
Voice.
I thought
the jungle last time, and now
I need to do like a David Ad. Oh.
Yeah, but I think it was a different planet. The water planet is supposed to be a different world.
An indigenous breed of blue people.
I would
love a David Attenborough Avatar.
That would be cool. Actually, that would be awesome to see David Attenborough do it. Oh my god, they need to do that. They need to have
that would get me hyped for the new one.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I want for Star Wars.
But it looks
they kind of have that without narration, but they have like the biomes on Disney Plus.
Right.
The mythical Tusken Raider.
I want to go back just for a second here. Like,
indigenous to the lands of Tatooine.
The underwater stuff looks gorgeous. The land only, but
foraging for water gourds.
But we got some really nice underwater stuff from Aquaman, and it's different set of colors. I don't know if it's necessarally. I don't know. This looks more realistic than Aquaman.
This looks more natural.
Stuff. This looks
more
natural.
Under the water than real. Not
under the water. Well, this is also shallow water. It's
looks like
shallow
it could be under the water. I don't know about realistic because it's a blue girl with dreadlocks and
But I do like the coloring that they use on this.
Reds. You could call.
I do like how natural it looks compared to like Aquaman, which was very like neon and phosphorescent in the water.
Yeah, totally. I agree.
Do we want realism all the time? Like we're
not necessarily
so saturated with so much CG.
Yeah.
Like Avatar is just whatever now. Like at its time,
that's true.
Ago, that was really fresh.
Yeah.
and like the mocap tech is like like state of the art, bleeding edge. But now it's such a common space that we're trying to be reintroduced to this, and I can't be as excited as I was before because we've
I
seen
do
like
agree.
so much CG in every other movie.
Oh no, for sure. No, yeah.
That we're kind of spoiled now.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
what are you going to bring new to the table that's going to get us instead of just being the IP?
I agree. In the reference to this trailer, there's some things that are still slightly cleaner that they've done haven't done before. I think it's going to be about how this story is. This story has to be phenomenal.
Well, that's what I mean.
It has
by
to
the
be
IP.
an amazing story.
That's what they're relying on anymore. If James Cameron's like relying on technological bounds being broken for this movie, good luck.
Yeah,
because we've had many a Star Wars since,
right?
And we've had many phases of Marvel movies since. So I think he has the only thing he could really depend on is the IP of Avatar,
right?
Which
totally. And I think
it has their fan base, just not from us.
Sure. It's got its fan base, but the thing is, that's
not our fan
base.
Like,
but look at James Cameron's early work. Aliens was phenomenal and a very different story than Alien was. Even though Alien was not James Cameron's, he was able to take it and change it and develop something stronger. And he's had 10 years to take feedback information about what did and didn't work from the first Avatar. So I've got a feeling
James Cameron's legacy is technological boundaries broken.
No, that's correct. No, for sure.
This man found the real Titanic to film a fake one.
Yeah. Well, he didn't find it, but he went down there to shoot it.
He went down there to shoot.
I mean, arguably, I think he surpasses George Lucas as far as like technological, like.
Well, what George Lucas did, but maybe not Star Wars as a whole, considering like the whole volume.
No, I agree.
But at this point,
like find the people to progress what he wants, and
correct. Exactly.
I think he's surpassed as far as like just breaking bounds on technology. Like, look, they're using his studio to film now.
Oh no, they totally are, but again, it's like, but they wouldn't be doing that if George Lucas had not created ILM in the first place, and there's an ILM studio. So there's this element of one feeds off of the other, but they're definitely revolutionaries in their own ground.
But like, I think James Cameron has dominated like modern movies,
right? But by the way, just
holy crap!
Yeah. By the way, just a quick thing. Yeah, this character here, he's got the tattoo on his arm. He's one of the avatars from the first film. It sounds like this is the guy who got killed. Did he get killed? The warrior.
He was the main bad guy, right?
Yeah, he was the main bad guy. Yeah,
stabbed by a Naveen knife, which is a sword in human scale.
Right. Yeah.
But he was exposed to the atmosphere in his like robe, right? That's how he died.
I can't remember. I honestly I need to recap the original one. But I mean, I'm digging the look of the new versions that they've got here. The green.
The eyes look so good still. That was one that blew me away in the first movie with the eyes. Like, that technology is just unbelievable.
Well, have you seen? I mean, if you do watch something that's really cool is in the Disney Plus series that they've got a behind the scenes of the creating of the world, and they've got this giant 10-foot animatronic of one of these guys, and it looks pretty phenomenal, even as animatronics go. Even though these
animatronics are crazy.
Is this a prequel or sequel? I believe these are all sequels. They're connected. They're all sequels, he said. Yeah, sequel. Yeah,
it's gonna be an epic saga that just at least is what he's saying.
Yeah, they have like little people with dreads here.
Yeah,
when I saw this in the theater, I like leaned over to Elijah. It's like Battlefield Earth, man.
I mean, it looks beautiful. This trailer itself doesn't do a lot for me. It just shows me the beauty of.
Remember Battlefield Earth, Brent?
Yeah, I never actually saw that
classic
movie, but,
man. The Scientology movie.
Yeah,
Scientology movie.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Who's
John Travolta was in it. Like every big Scientologist is in it.
And Forrest Whitaker.
Besides Tom Cruise.
Forrest Whitaker and the sniper from Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah. The first Avatar was beautifully done, and there was definitely technological advances there. But I mean, if you were to ask
story
me
was-
what the difference is between 10 years ago and current day Avatar world, I'd say there's a lot of cleanup, but we've seen that same cleanup in a lot of the other films that are coming out these days. I think the big thing is, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the big thing is on this one. I'm curious to see it, but I'm not excited until maybe I hear a few people's reviews on it first. I want to know what other people.
No, I don't think we have
about
enough
this.
to go on and what it's going to be about.
Yeah.
What, it's like
I just want to
it
see a better
looks
story
beautiful.
than the first one.
Yeah, I agree. I do want to see a better story for sure.
Well, the
Yeah.
first one was I watched it like IMAX 3D. Like the way
Yeah,
you're
I'm
supposed
gonna
to watch
rewatch it. Oh, for sure. No, totally. Yeah. Yeah.
But like, and I mean, that's the best 3D I've seen since.
hmm
I haven't seen any other 3D movie in IMAX match up to how good Avatar was, and
But
that's what I see it as. Like,
3D movies I knew would come through as being a fad again, and it was definitely a fad. They were trying to break the boundary of making a 3D movie without 3D glasses. That was their ultimate goal between George Lucas and James Cameron. James Cameron was pushing for it. And the thing is that everybody's eyes are very different. So no one's going to get the same effect twice. And that's what makes it very difficult to make something 3D as a movie without.
but
using
what I'm
that
saying
technology.
is that Avatar is the best 3D movie out there, and I haven't.
Oh,
seen anything,
oh no, I agree. Oh yeah,
I haven't seen anything do better
Oh,
than
for
that 3D wise
Visually.
than Avatar
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
IMAX with 3D.
Yeah,
And
I
I think
agree.
that's its big thing.
Yeah,
Like
totally.
James
Yeah.
Cameron's
Yeah.
like his with his like history with his record. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
just another
Yeah.
breaking pavements on CG
Yeah.
and technology and
Yeah. Elijah, you're quiet back there. You're just not interested in this film.
I'm listening. I did.
Yeah?
I'm
Yeah?
just listening. Didn't
Okay,
have
fair enough.
do you like
fair enough.
Battlefield Earth, Elijah?
I just remember them promoting it hard at like Comic-Con and stuff like that, and I never watched it, and I've seen clips of it. But
I don't
Like
know.
most people.
I heard it was.
I used to have me and my brother
I
had
remember it being promoted hard and not watching it.
me and my brother had a black box, and just so you get like the pay-per-view for free.
Right.
If you have one of those, and so I was able to watch the hell out of Battlefield Earth.
Uh-huh.
You remember if there
Because
was
it-
any like movie tie-ins? Was there like a
No.
McDonald's movie tie-in for that one?
Oh,
or
they
like a Burger
were
King or something like
referencing
that?
Certain things. It was like more of like a gag. Of
Well,
like,
no, I mean like at that
old
time, every movie that came out had a tie-in at like Taco Bell or Burger King
Oh,
or
Yeah, the
McDonald's or
toys,
whatever,
yeah.
like
don't
cups
know
or
about
whatever.
that
I'm trying to
one.
remember if it had anything like that because I remember
It
them
was pretty
promoting it
violent.
hard. I remember they wanting it to be big, and
because like Travolta was like it was like peak Travolta, like
Yeah,
trying to like
they
push this
pushed. Yeah.
dumb movie.
Yeah.
But I've watched it a bunch because I had a black box, and it's like it's funny on its own. Like
Okay.
for other people who have seen it and know it well, it serves for a lot of great inside jokes.
Mhm.
But like it's just one of those like so bad it's good for me.
right. I've
Yeah,
you know,
Love
I'm
it.
sure I've
This is
seen most of it,
worst
but like
thing ever.
not sat down and watched it and like sit there and enjoy a bad movie type thing.
The whole
although we-
Think
movie,
if the room had $100 million.
yeah, but the whole movie's on a Dutch tilt, man. It's
Right.
crazy.
It's all
Really?
weird the whole time.
Insane. But I think it's worth checking out. But when I see like feral guys, humans in dreadlocks, I can't help but think of that damn movie.
Uh-huh. Well, with absolutely no
the
segue
look.
whatsoever, it was George Lucas's birthday yesterday.
Hey, it's my
He's-
birthday.
He turned 78. Congratulations, George Lucas, for being around because
78.
it was a
buddy.
lot of stuff that he just simply he put up with a lot of crap in recent years, and you know what? It's like I really would love to see George Lucas come back
Billionaire.
and direct an episode. Well, that exactly. He doesn't need to care about anything, but he's busy doing his building here out in
Museum.
what is it? The museum kind of thing, which would be cool. I don't know when that opens. It's supposed to be next year, I think, but I'm looking forward to that. I would like to see him direct an episode of Ahsoka. I hope that
Oh,
he
that
comes
would be
in
cool.
to direct an episode because they just started shooting this past week with Ahsoka.
That would be
Tano.
Got the cowboy hat on deck.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh yes, yes,
Dude,
yes.
that was
Yeah.
my
Well, that's
feed,
Dave
like,
Filoni's show.
for like that day. It was just like
Mhm.
Ahsoka. I just kept
Uh-huh.
seeing that damn chair.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. No, I'm excited. Again, it's like for anyone who followed the Clone Wars and Rebels, Ahsoka Tano has become my most favorite Star Wars character, I think, of all time, above Darth Vader, even above Luke Skywalker and Yoda. I love her arc so much, and I've it's only been what a 12, 13 year development of this character, but they've done so much with the character over the course of a short time, and we don't know the ending to her story. Obi-Wan Kenobi, we know the ending to his story. We know where he began. We know where he ended. We haven't seen the middle. But Ahsoka Tano, we saw the beginning. We've seen the middle, but we still don't know her end. We don't know if this series is going to be the end of her story. We don't know if it'll continue after this. I'm excited for that.
I think this show could fix a lot of problems that the canon with the movies had, with like especially her and Luke doing the whole school thing. I think they were already
Mhm.
kind of building up to that in Book of Boba Fett
Yeah.
a little bit, where she was kind of around Luke during Grogu's training.
Yeah. I
And they
mean,
can kind of imply she was, around during while Luke was training all those younglings.
I have this little pet theory that I would love to see right after the Battle of Endor, and they're in the Ewok village, and you see Luke turn around, he sees Vader and Obi-Wan and Yoda there. Sees Anakin, I should say, and he sees them there, and then he smiles, and then we cut to black. And right after those scenes is that Ahsoka Tano finally comes in and steps in and meets Luke Skywalker for the first time,
Oh, geez.
and has a conversation with Anakin at that point in time. That would be an awesome scene to have that sort of thing happen. We don't know what Ahsoka is going to provide in backstory. We're hoping we'll see some story on the Clone Wars. I'm hoping we'll see some stuff that will, take us forward from where she's currently been and around in the universe, because we don't really know what she's doing but floating around the Mandalorian universe at this point in time of history.
Plus, we're only 2 shows in. We've only seen one clone who was Boba Fett. We don't know where any of the clones are right now. And they're supposedly still kicking, some of them.
Yeah, that's it. So it'll be fun to see what and how they do all that. So I'm excited for that. This was the one scene we were talking about the Book of Boba Fett a few weeks ago on the gallery. This is an image I managed to find that was really cool. If you haven't seen the Book of Boba Fett gallery, check it out. But Robert Rodriguez does an animatic piece of himself as the creature that comes out of the desert, and this is him that he pulls it, and he actually
cool.
and he actually does a movement to this, and it's actually like about 10 seconds or 5 seconds of moving, and he's crawling around, but then he's moved his own upper body and edited his lower half on top of his upper half. And I thought it was just
wondering
like
how he did that.
Yeah, it was just really
I
cool.
was wondering if there was like another guy down there, but
no, it's just him, and he filmed himself. Then he exposed he got rid of. He obviously put a green screen around his lower half of his legs, but then he matted himself on top of his own body. But it was kind of creepy to see at the same time. It was actually really cool. The most basic film technique, that he used. But then,
you see that picture again?
What's that? Yeah.
No, he's wearing the hat.
He's wearing the
hat. That Mervin's hat.
Shit.
Yeah. Every director needs their signature hat.
Yep. But anyway,
Dave Filoni and him, and I guess Ron Howard maybe.
Yeah,
Ron Howard has the baseball cap.
Yeah.
I need a hat.
So another big thing that happened this week, guys, was Kenobi did some press overseas for the TV series of Kenobi. A few images dropped, a few more images, I should say, which one of Reva and the fifth brother, another one of Obi-Wan Kenobi. But for the most part, it was just like they've been dropping all these images of Deborah Chow and Moses Ingram is playing Reva. She's obviously, I don't know where they're going with her character. I'm hoping that she'll be like the the Inquisitor that gets turned back to the good side of the Force by Obi-Wan is where I'm guessing.
I wonder if he'll recognize any of them.
Well, my prediction is she
Yeah.
will be turned and then die immediately.
It could happen. Yeah, that could happen because the fact that there is no other Jedi during the time of
Yeah. She's going to be like reach
yeah.
Jedi status of like
Yeah.
the Force are good, and then she'll get killed by another Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Well, not
But
that
it's
he'll
just-
appear, but Cal Kestis is still out there.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, we don't know about how his story ends, but
I mean,
you
where
know,
are they?
What's that?
Tatooine.
No, where? What's the background? Where are they?
Oh, right now, I know they went to Berlin. I know they went to a few other places. I'm not sure exactly where they are here, but they went through Europe, and they've been traveling from city to city for the
Looks
last
like
couple of
Europe.
days. Yeah, but it's still cool. I mean, this guy, Hayden Christensen, I am psyched to see him back. And then, of course, is Owen
Look how
McGregor.
high his pants are.
I know. I
Look
was
at
going to
him.
mention that. I like that.
Oh.
He's got the old school. He's got
Oh,
the-
his shorts. Yeah, sorry, his pants.
That's
Yeah,
punk rock,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
His
It's kind of fun.
His
Yeah,
shoes and his
yeah.
high water.
Yeah. Low top, like
Yeah.
low top docks and
Yeah.
high water pants.
Seriously, look at this. This is like 20 years ago. These two appeared in Attack of the Clones, being the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones,
Crazy.
and the reality is, it's like, Elijah, you were not a fan of the Attack of the Clones. You weren't necessarily a huge fan of Hayden's performance. Here's an image from way back when
I see
they're
your
like-
quote as big as mine.
yeah, that's it. But I don't know. I mean, it's there is one thing. There was an interview that happened, and Hayden was asked specifically about how the fans are treating him differently, and this is his response. He said, "It's been so heartwarming that fans are finally embracing me," referring to obviously
Well, it's
him
because
and
it's
made me
because
sad.
the
the character.
because
made
the
me sad
kids
that
who
they're
grew up with
finally-
it are grown up.
That's
now.
it, exactly. Yeah,
And it's
So-
not a bunch of like grumpy adults like us who are like, "This isn't how
Yeah.
Star Wars is supposed to be." Like that's what he had to deal with when he was like
no, totally. Yeah,
just doing the movies. But now
Yeah.
that like the kids are grown up, people who grew
Yeah,
up with Jar
that's
Jar
it.
and Anakin
Yeah.
are like, "Oh, dude,
Well,
those are the
yeah.
best."
People,
Like,
people,
My
people-
my complaint was never
Yeah.
that like it was any bad acting or anybody's
Uh-huh.
bad performance.
no, yeah,
I never thought of it that way ever.
right.
I just thought as that those movies were not like they weren't engaging to me. I didn't
Okay,
find any of
that's
those
fair enough.
movies interesting. So much to the fact you said that you're like, oh, what do you think about it?
Yeah.
This is my original DVD. It's still sealed.
Unopened.
I
still bought it.
Oh, that is
I thought it
hysterical.
originally
He
came
still
out.
bought it.
That is
And
so
I've
funny.
just never had
Oh,
the
you never
desire.
opened it.
He still
Oh,
supports it.
My
It's
God,
still got the sticker on it.
that is
It's completely
brilliant.
sealed,
Oh,
and I
that
just
is
never had the desire to watch
that.
it.
Oh my
I
God.
think that's how
Okay.
much. That's
Elijah's
that's
like
my
hysterical.
rationale.
Oh my
You're like the
God.
guy. You're like the guy who's like, "I hate and I disagree with what you're saying, but I will fight for your right to do it
That's
Right.
by
funny.
like buying the DVD."
I'll still buy it. I'll buy it because I need
will
to. I mean,
support
you need
you.
to have it.
But
I
I'm
would
not
say
going to
the
watch this
quality in
garbage.
4K is probably a little bit better now on Disney Plus, so now you don't have any excuse not to watch it.
Yeah.
We are going to do this, though. We are definitely
Well,
going
you
to
know,
do
the
this at some
hardest
point.
thing to do.
We
in
got to
the world-
rewatch episode 1, 2, and 3. We
The
have to
hardest-
as a group.
The hardest thing to do in the world is to get someone to watch something.
Yeah.
No, yes. Like the little piece that you sent me. I still haven't watched it again, even though you sent it to me 2 days ago, Jason.
Yeah, I did. I
yeah, I
unsent it. I like deleted them, so now you
did?
can't.
No,
watch
I
it.
do want to. I will watch it. I
Nah,
just
too late, Brent. You
I'm
missed
gonna
your
have to
window.
come to. Basically, I'm gonna have to come to you when I'm ready to sit down and watch it. That's
I'm not
it.
going to show
But
it
it's-
to you. You had your
No,
chance.
I do want to
Done.
see it. I just need to be
No,
in the
you
right
don't.
mood to see
If
it.
you want to see it, you would have seen it by now. So forget it. You lost
For
it.
sure. Yes. But yeah. I mean, I'm so thrilled that because I think Hayden went into this kind of a little nervous, obviously, about how fan reaction was going to be towards him and towards the character all these years later. And
You know,
from
that-
what I could tell, it's been nothing but love and support by fans. And again, as you said,
No,
it's the
he-
younger fans who
he's
loved him as a
doing-
kid.
I never said he's a bad actor. I know they all had a hard to work with.
Right,
even
right.
even Ewan
Yeah.
McGregor. Even Ewan McGregor.
Oh yeah, totally.
You could
Yeah.
tell that it was hard for the. They're
Yeah.
one of the first movies where it's completely green screen and they're just
Oh,
getting
for
used
sure.
to it. It's a whole new
Yeah.
new world and
Yeah.
they had
Yeah,
even
that was a
less
new
to
thing.
like It just
so
had
they
to
had
be
the
hard
sky
to act
captain
through
all
that,
that
you
whole
know?
movie.
So I could
Yeah.
see that being difficult, and it's
No.
never been like
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, they didn't have
Hayden
anything to
Christensen-
react against. That was the
Yeah.
thing. They had a green screen and nothing to
one-
react against settings or
The people you should feel bad about are the
Yeah.
kid who played Anakin Skywalker in Phantom Menace and Jar Jar Binks. Like they're the
Yeah.
ones who
Ahmed
got all
Best.
the hate.
Although,
Yeah.
although Ahmed Best, who played Jar Jar, has been given a lot of support over the years.
Well, yeah,
which is
but how about the
great.
kid who played Anakin? Man, he's a
he
mess.
lost it. He went to
Yeah.
jail. It's
Yeah.
like,
He has
Yeah.
like he's been diagnosed with
tattoos.
schizophrenia.
Let's not
and-
talk. Yeah, I mean Christopher Lloyd. He unfortunately just he did not.
Christopher
I mean
Lloyd?
he was a child. How horrible is it that
Daniel
you have an
Lloyd.
entire
You said Christopher
community?
Lloyd.
That's how toxic the Star Wars
That's how
community
toxic,
could be,
and it's terribly
and that's
sad.
messed up, dude.
It is
These
really
people
messed up,
love-
and you got to give a little bit of love and respect. But it's good to see that Hayden has at least been able to embrace the character now, and that he feels comfortable. And there's this whole lot of like, the way he's worded some things. It sounds like he's open to popping up in the future.
Well, because, like,
Whether
all
that
the kids
means
love him
as
now.
Well,
Why
that's what I
not?
mean. But
Of course, if
whether
you're
that
an
means
actor
it's forced.
and you have a role and like you don't have to do anything, you want to come on.
Could you imagine Force Ghost Anakin Skywalker communing with Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano? It would be amazing. We just lost Max, I think it was, so he just froze up on us. He just lost his Wi-Fi again. Max has terrible Wi-Fi. But yeah.
But I still think George Lucas still gets a lot of flack for everything he does too, and he's the one who brought this to us, and he still gets a lot of like.
No relation to Christopher Lloyd.
But he still gets a lot of shit for.
Oh, for sure.
For the prequels.
But here's the George Lucas nailed it in 1977. His target audience was children. In 2000,
no, but that goes back to my point. Brent,
he nailed it again. He nailed
it goes back to
again,
my
because
point. Like
audience,
the kids who grew up watching it are now grown up.
Exactly.
And
that's where,
now they're the ones praising
precisely.
him.
Exactly.
And we're the people our age who are aging out.
And I know again that my niece and nephews back in Australia, they love The Force Awakens, and Rey, maybe as much as some people are diverse over the sequels. I know that there's a generation there that's going to embrace and continue to embrace it when they are older, with Rey and Finn and the other characters. So it's if they always remember, if Lucasfilm always remember that their primary audience is children, and be damned with the toxic
and man
adults.
children.
Man children. But and be damned with
the child
with
in
the
your heart,
toxic,
the child in within
be
every
damned with the toxic people
Fandom.
who come back at it. And as long as they keep doing stories that are compelling to the children of the generations, they're always going to have an audience. It's pure and simple as that. That's from my opinion there.
But then, Star Wars has always had a lot of critiques. Even
it always has. It's always come with controversy. Absolutely.
George Lucas has created a monster with its fandom, completely. And it's crazy how much backlash they get. But then it's good to see the praise that comes with it after it's kind of ripened for a while, and to know that there are big fans, regardless of what anyone else thinks, that those are their movies, and we can't take that away from them. No one can.
Totally.
And I think that's exciting, and I think Hayden Christensen deserves the praise.
Absolutely, totally.
That he's getting now, and I think it's well deserved, and I'm happy to. And I'm happy to see that he's getting praise for it now. The internet would.
Me too. Absolutely.
The internet loves the prequels. I'm gonna say that. There's a whole culture built around the prequels that has been generated in the internet in these past decade, and the love for the prequels comes really strong. And I think he's finally feeling it now that he's out in the spotlight now.
Yeah, no, I agree, and good for him. I'm really glad that he is, and hopefully this is encouraging for him to continue doing more Star Wars related products in the future, because it would be cool. The right stories are there, Bring him back as much as they need him to be brought back.
People are talking about like do a Skywalker spin-off. It's like, dude, that's what the whole trilogy is.
Yeah.
Yes,
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, absolutely. That's what the movies are all about. It's a Skywalker story for sure.
It's been a spin-off this whole time on the Skywalker.
No, totally. Yeah. I got one last thing on the Star Wars note that this is just a cool thing. Apparently, Galaxy's Edge, they're releasing the decanter at
That's
Galaxy's
cool.
Edge for $49.99.
That's cool.
Which opens up and pops out and
I was gonna say Jean Baudrillard is rolling in his grave.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, exactly. Which is the ice cream maker.
It's like, what does this represent? We don't know.
Yeah. No, that's it.
Represents this no longer represents what it used to be.
Yep, agreed. And internet loves the prequels. And at this point, I meant I'm reinvested in I can't wait. I really want to rewatch the prequels again before Kenobi drops in a couple of weeks.
I've rewatched them.
Oh, you have already? Oh, wait, I want to watch it as a group. I want the four of us to do
Revenge of the
rewatching.
Sith. I watched as many times as I watched Batman Begins when it was out in theaters. Dude.
Yeah.
I was jumping back and forth between those two because I loved it.
Yeah.
That's a good ass movie.
No, I watched them last about a year and a half ago, I think, because I watched everything. I watched everything from the prequels to the Clone Wars in chronological order. But I do want to kind of rewatch the prequels again, going back in. I'm wondering whether they're going to actually do some de-aging on Hayden Christensen. I'm sure they'll have to a little bit for if they do any if we see any flashbacks.
He's not that aged, guys.
He's not that aged, but there is a few extra lines here. I mean, if you look at it compared to,
I doubt his character will be smiling, so you won't see those.
Well, it depends. It depends. If we see any flashbacks, if we see him as flashbacks, if we see him as Anakin in flashbacks, hell yeah, they'll do a little bit of tweaking. But I really want to see some more Clone Wars flashbacks and Clone Wars based in the era of the Clone Wars series.
I'd like to see a flashback with him and Ahsoka. Like I'd like to see like moments in the Clone Wars
live action,
in live action as a flashback. Now that's the shit.
Well, remember, Ahsoka's only 14 at the time when
you still don't have to de-age her.
They don't de-age her.
Or maybe even recast a younger Ahsoka. I don't know.
There is another actress that nobody knows what her role is, and we're all guessing at this point.
Young Ahsoka,
her name, but she's going to be young Ahsoka.
And then we're going to get to see like
she's got similar tones to.
We're going to get to see. I mean, they painted orange anyway.
Yeah.
But like we get to see like a live action Anakin from Clone Wars. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, because we
your head would explode, Brent.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody's head's going to explode. Everyone's head, like everybody who watched the Clone Wars is going to be so freaking excited. It's going to be crazy. It will be crazy if they do go that route. And the guess is they will.
And I think that would be a good thing for them to do.
Yeah. Well, we're going to know in about 2 weeks' time because we're 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away from Celebration. 2 weeks away from Kenobi. It's like, oh my God, we're so close.
Show on Hulu.
Is that it?
Directed by Danny Boyle. Comes out on the 31st. All 6.
Well, at this point, I mean, we lost Max to his Wi-Fi. Unfortunately,
should we do reactions to that, Elijah?
What's that?
I mean, I could talk. I would love to do that, but I don't know if anybody else. I know Brent when.
I'm down. Brent, would you be down to do reactions to Elijah's show?
Sorry, which show? I was
the Pistol Show.
Brent's never listening to us.
He wouldn't know about it, but literally,
it wouldn't mean anything to me. I mean, I just simply.
How do you watch it?
How do you know? You're passing a lot of judgment on something that you haven't watched before, Brent.
Yeah.
Oh no! I mean. Their background.
How do you know? You don't know.
Don't usually mean a lot to me. That's the thing. It's like I usually have the same reaction with any musician backgrounds. I mean, I could probably appreciate a movie the way
you watch
it's
a movie based on John Williams. That's for sure.
I mean,
okay. No. You got me there. You got me there. You got me there.
Most people.
I'm just saying, this is a biased opinion from you, and I think you should open your mind.
Revolution of people and kids and artists,
right?
And everything that
this
come
is
together.
Rebels. this inspired Rebels, man. The whole
It's-
concept of rebellion
I
in
don't
Star
know.
Wars
I mean,
is
it's
inspired
I know
by
it's,
this
I know it's
movement.
not his thing, but it's. But anyways, to answer your question, Jason, yeah, if you want to, I would be totally down because I'm excited for it.
There you go. We could figure out something.
And
It's
also,
at the,
real quick,
you said it's at the
before-
theaters, right?
No,
Oh.
He
Hulu.
doesn't listen.
Yeah,
He's
heck,
what
I know.
I'm saying.
Okay,
Like,
all
When I
right.
start
Brent
talking
doesn't
about
ever
it,
hear
he's
anything
I
we
don't
say.
He
know.
doesn't want to know
was,
about it. He doesn't
He's
care.
focused on
10
what we're gonna
things
talk
right
about
now.
next.
I'm keeping an eye on chat. I'm looking at. All right, guys.
Wait a minute.
I
Before we leave, I
Before we leave,
want to talk
yes.
about
sure.
Kids in the Hall. Just came back, and I watched all eight episodes
Amazon?
of Kids in the Hall, Amazon Prime, and
What
I
Kids
really
in the
enjoyed
Hall?
it.
It's a generational gap here, guys.
Yeah,
Sorry,
generational
chat,
gap
like,
for
I
sure.
don't know
For
if any of y'all
maybe
remember
pretty
this.
much anyone that's watching it, but
Unless you're 90s enthusiasts.
I really
you remember
enjoyed it.
Kids
It
in the
was
Hall?
very Kids in the Hall. And to bring it back to Star Wars, Mark Hamill has a guest appearance in the last episode, Brent. So Mark Hamill is in it.
He doesn't
Oh,
hear what
that's
you're
cool.
saying.
I know. He's
That's
like,
cool.
what? Oh, he doesn't care.
I-
He does
I-
not
What did he
care.
just
No,
say?
it's-
What did he just say,
Fair
Brent?
enough. Fair
Mark
enough,
Hamill,
Brent.
Mark Hamill is in it,
Fair
but I've
enough.
also not seen certain amount of Mark Hamill's work too. So it's like,
Fair enough.
I know he's a fan though. I get he's a fan. I understand that. Anyway,
Kids in the
Well-
Hall, how is it with like the new cast? Everyone's
It's
all
really
grown
good. The
up,
first
everyone's all
episode,
old.
I was like, but they do some stuff
Okay.
in the first episode. I was just like,
Nice.
hilarious. It's very Kids in the Hall. Some of it was like,
Right.
this is not funny, and the other stuff I was like, I love it. So
Yeah.
Right.
It's like that's how Kids in the Hall was anyways.
Was
Like
before.
you
Some
get
of them are
like
just-
one, you get a weird ass skit. And
yeah, you get one like, but
Hell is
somebody
this?
else. Another
look at
friend of
that.
mine would love the
Liam's
real
getting bored and tired. It's been almost 2 hours. Anyway, sorry.
you don't have to be here.
Yeah, if you don't want to listen to hit back Kids in the Hall, you don't
Now,
have.
now
All
you're
right,
getting
no,
Brent
that's
all
cool.
nervous.
That's cool.
Brent's
That's
getting
cool.
all nervous now.
Liam likes music.
There's definitely some good ones, Jason. If you just watch the first episode,
Yeah,
I think
I
you'll
like
be
I
like,
like
oh,
Kids
this
in the
is-
Hall. I'm
this
stoked.
is pretty
I've been
funny.
Right.
excited
Oh.
about that. I just
The first
Sorry.
2 episodes, probably.
we got Max back on
He's
Wi-Fi.
back.
Sorry about that. He's back.
You missed it.
All right, Max.
Brent,
you missed out
Max-
on the last of our
I
conversation.
crush you.
Max-
I
Yeah,
crush
Kids in
you.
the- Did you watch any of Kids in the Hall? The
He
new,
watches Kids in the
new
Hall.
series?
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't
He's
seen
a
it
cult-
yet.
I sent
I
you a
want to
book.
watch it.
He's a
Liam's really
cultured
good.
man.
He
He knows what Kids in the
yeah,
Hall is.
He's entertained and amused.
It's fun, especially
Brent,
the
that's
first.
from
I mean,
Kids
the
in
first
the
2
Hall.
episodes are
Okay.
pretty standout.
Crush
Last
you.
episode, I was telling him that
Okay.
Mark Hamill. I don't know if you heard me, but Mark Hamill is in the last episode. Episode 8. Crush.
Nice.
Okay.
I
That's
crush.
cool.
I really like
Brent
brain
head.
candy.
I crush your head, Brent. Crush.
Brain
What are
candy.
you doing? What are you doing?
I am
Brent-
crushing your head, Brent.
You've never seen
I
it.
am
It's just
crushed.
madness.
Crush.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Okay.
Crash.
Oh, all right.
Brain Candy
Yes.
is a great movie. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. Right, Elijah?
Okay.
Yes,
Elijah
we'll
vouches
watch
for
Brain
me.
Candy, Encino Man, and we'll watch another. We'll do a triple
Okay.
feature after we watch
Oh.
the triple Star
Oh,
Wars.
you know,
feature.
we have to do. We got to find it somewhere on line somewhere. We've got to do
Christmas special.
Bruce
What?
Willis.
Bruce Willis.
His
Look who's
film.
talking.
Bruno the
okay.
Kid?
Comes there.
No. Hudson Hawk.
Hudson Hawk.
Oh my god, I
we
love that
gotta
movie.
do. We got to do a
You
reaction
didn't
video.
get
to
that
Hudson
on
Hawk. It's
DVD
been so
or
long.
Blu- Is there
Well,
not a
I've
Blu-ray
got.
of that?
Yeah, I've got on. Yeah, you know what we should do? You guys should come over sometime.
I
'cause
think
I've
I
got it
own
on
a digital
DVD.
copy.
Yeah.
Well,
I've
that
got
we
it-
need to do that in the
yeah.
Star Wars thing, but we need to do a setup where
Yeah.
we can all like be on camera together and be like,
Yeah, no, totally.
cap-
Yeah.
capturing.
Well,
like,
Star Wars is
footage.
easy because it's on Disney Plus. So, but yeah.
But like, yeah, I'd like to do, like he's talking about like red letter media style.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Sit around, talk
Okay.
shit about the movie.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right. Okay.
And
All
y'all
right.
just sit there and then you just
Sit
edit
there,
through it.
drink
It's
beers
fun
and talk,
stuff.
and like, and
It's
we all
fun to
have a
do.
camera on us, and then
Okay.
get like
Yeah.
our reaction shots for certain things. It would be fun.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do that. For sure. Yeah, now that I've moved, I kind of like settled down again a little bit, so we can meet up somewhere. Although Jason's about to move, so it's like it's a matter of
Well,
whether
he's gonna have a new place too.
that's it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna crash Jason's new house and
Oh yeah.
and do a watch party over there.
Yeah.
I'm sure Liz will be happy about that.
We'll go to your. We can go to your studio space too. I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like
it.
a
We can
nice
do that.
ass- we have a
That's
nice
crazy.
ass kitchen, and she's like excited to like
Right.
do like dinners.
Ah,
and stuff.
That's what I'm jealous. The one thing I
Uh-huh.
wish I had in my place is a kitchen, because I just have a kitchenette. It sucks.
Oh man.
All right, guys.
The
Well,
worst.
I think I mean
Max,
2
yeah.
hours. 2 hours is good
You don't
enough.
want to make Brent end. I'm trying to make.
Liam
I am
been running too
hungry for
long.
lunch. I am hungry for lunch. I need food. I am
You gotta
drowning
eat
if I
before
don't
these shows. You
eat.
gotta eat before these
I
shows.
just on my streams I just eat on camera, man.
Yeah.
I know you do,
Like
but
a
I'm
mukbang.
hosting. I
You gotta
can't just get up and
you're
cook
mukbang
dinner right there.
Just
If I
mukbang
go,
it.
look, see, I'm gonna just go over there and cook dinner. I
Go
don't
mukbang.
know.
Make
Go
mukbang.
Alright.
mukbang and then we'll
So-
Check it out.
Mukbang.
Fair enough, guys. I
Star
think we'll
Wars
call it
themed
it though.
mukbang turkey chicken
Mukbangs.
wrap.
I'm
Mukbang
never
chicken
getting
wrap.
out of
Mukbang,
here. I
right?
swear.
Is that what
Audience,
mukbang.
chat,
Brent?
guys, chat. Thank you for joining us yet again on another chaotic stream. I hope you had a little bit of fun. We certainly did. We'll be bringing up some new news next week, whatever drops during the week. Next Sunday. No new shows this week, but we are in anticipation of everything that's going to happen at Star Wars Celebration. Hopefully there'll be some more news this week. We'll drop some bits and pieces if stuff comes up, and whatever Marvel chat and Star Wars chat comes along. And then Max, Jason, Elijah, guys, thank you once again. This has been fun. And guys, we will see you next week. So goodbye, everybody.